Hi.
Um,
I'm just making sure I actually pressed the right buttons. I did. Welcome to episode 337 of the UK Vape Show, the UK's #1 show to do with vaping and such stuff. We're all here today. Who are we going to kick off with? We're going to kick off with Aidan.
Oh, you kicked off me last week. I thought we
Oh.
were going to be able to at least let everything fucking soak in. We've started. We cleaned the office and we got everything sorted. So there were a load of old tanks and stuff that I've not used for ages, and I found tons of coils. So I dug the Thelma Solo out, which is a really nice looking mod. I do like the look of that, which is really nice. Now, the tank on top is from Lost Vape. Now, when they did the multi, I can't remember if it was the Centaurus multi. No, it wasn't the Centaurus, but Quest multi, where you could have a 510, it had a connection. Before that come out, they sent this tank out for me to, sort of test and see what I thought of it. And it came with the actual connection to it. So you can either have it as a 510, or you could have it where this sits on and it's sat into the mod. So I pulled that out as well. Really, really good tank. We've got some of the last bit of Amatorium's Nana, which is really nice.
Oh, it's amazing.
It is really, really nice. I then looked at this, which is the Oxford Origin 2. Again, I dug that out. I thought, I've got some coils for that. I'll have a little go on that. And in there, I've got some IVG, yes, the Made Fusion.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I've then got... the
That's what I think about
L200.
IVGs, liquids and all, Sean. To be fair.
I've got the L200 from Geek Vape with, again, another tank that I reviewed was the Inikin Z tank.
That looks like three tanks that you picked up
their
and
way
gone.
of, it was their way of sort of going into sub-ohming. Obviously, they've got like the slide out and things like that, which was more mounted along. This is their more going into sub-ohming.
Yeah.
In there, I have got, and this is the first time I've tried it, which is from Nevans, and it's the Neon Source, and this is Slimer. I'm just trying these now. And it's been my banger for the last 2.5 weeks since it was sent out. This is from Samoan, and it is, I get the name wrong on this.
It's the Despacito.
Despacito Mini.
Yeah, they're
Which is
finally
really
sending
nice.
that out to me.
Yeah, it's really, really nice, that. So it's a Despacito Mini. And in that, I've got my normal Pucker Juice Blaze.
And that was Aidan.
Bobby's straight in there, right?
You're like a real vapor.
Proper vapor this week.
And that was Aidan.
Real boy.
Mr. Little Bro Vapes. Moving on to Mr. Sean, who's looking up again.
I am. Stevie
Yes.
wondering. I'm on the same as last week. Drag X Pro. I haven't done a tidy up of it yet. It's class when you do a tidy up and all these mods fall out that you hadn't used for it. Oh, that's nice.
You just find a
that's
load
two
of
boxes
tanks.
full
You
down
find a
there.
load of
That's
stuff you forget you've had.
I'm on the Pandemic clutch again with the Pandemic idea on top, and I am also on the V class. With some, I've got obviously Ribri and the V class and the Drag X Pro, and I have also got in the clutch, I've got the Dark Secret from Shy Tots.
Love that Darky Secret.
It's very, very secret. It's a big secret.
Dark.
That's me.
Oh, that was quick. And big hello to Mr. Scott Wood, if it's the same Scott Wood I'm thinking of from the Saturday show. How you doing, Scott? I think it's
Scott
the same
Wood.
Scott. And on to Mr. Adam from What's That Behind You, who's just got a new tattoo.
Scott Wood.
I have. So if you see me just whip the arm out every now and again, if there's a bit of boob just pops out every now and again, it's because I'm in that itchy stage and it's all fun and games. So
As long as it's just your mod you're whipping out, that's we're all right.
it might be a bob. So following on with the suit of being real vapors, right? B60. In the B60, I've got some Cherry Fizz by Riot salts. Their bar edition. Really, really nice. 20 milligram Nick salts. But I decided that we needed to be real vapors. So pulled the G class out. My paint's still absolutely fine.
Fucking right there.
Wait there.
Fucker.
I've got a rebuildable on there.
Is that
I'm like
one
a
got...
real...
Has that G class got the original back on as well that came with it?
Yeah. Mine's like vintage.
Rub it in. That's
It
fine.
feels vintage. So I've got the Zeus X on there.
Zeus X.
Sex
Well,
and
Sean
toes.
has also got a 6 toe as well.
So in that, I've got some Cassiandor cream. Some Cassiandor cream.
Cassiandora.
Cassiandora, Cassiander, Cassandra,
Kasabian.
Kardashian.
Kardashian's got a big fat butt.
But I've got mine at 6 milligram.
Nothing
I
wrong with
decided
that.
to throw an extra shot in there just because I need that little bit of bite now. Then you're right. We're having a cloud comp, aren't we? I've got an RDA out. I've got a purge with the M200 by Lost Vape.
Oh, that was a good mod, that, the M200.
I've got Lemon Lush in the purge.
Oh, that's a good juice. Oh. Ooh, clouds for days,
Bye,
bro.
Adam.
Fucking clouds, eh? We're real vapors.
And tonight, Matthew.
You big lungits anymore. But I'm predominantly going to be vaping 20 milligram because I'm an addict.
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing. I'll be back on it in a second.
That's why I went for 6 milligram. I'm going to go like that for a little bit, and I'm going to be like, "Oh, this is really nice," and then I'm going to go, "Oh, freebase," and that's it. That's me.
See, all you people on nicotine salts, you don't know what you're missing. Freebase
I
all
can't
the
do. Do you know
time,
what? I
folks.
would cry. So someone came in the other day before you get started on this, right? Someone came in the other day with a broken tank, and the atomizer weren't firing. It was an original Whirl tank, if we remember them.
Wow,
one
that's
of
good.
the
Yeah.
first one of the first sort of push fit coils. But the problem is, right?
You well, isn't it?
Yeah. But if you don't get the coil pressed in properly, it sits funny and it doesn't sit on the base plate
It
properly.
looks like a
So I
fucker.
turned around to him. I went, right, let's have a go. I'll put my own drip tip on it. So I stuck a 510 drip tip, right? Fucking old school. Got a 510 drip.
Only the tip.
Oh, I just put the tip in,
likes it.
right?
Just the tip.
Just dip it in and out.
And I turned around and I says, before I get started, what have you got in here? And he went, 18 milligram. And I went,
You suck it.
I went, what flavour you got in there? He went, tobacco. Now, it's not like expensive net
it'll
or
be a
anything
normal-
like that.
yeah, a
It's
normal
fucking
artificial.
18 milligram freebase white label tobacco. And I went, I just went, coil's working. 18 milligram freebase. Honestly, I cannot believe that I started on like 36 because that just absolutely annihilated
And
me.
normally as well, when it's that sort of strength and that type of white label shit, it normally tastes like, you know, when you've left cigarettes outside in an ashtray,
Yeah.
it tastes like you're vaping the water from it.
And that
Yeah.
kind of white label juice is normally 50-50, so with the extra PG, it's even rougher.
It was throaty.
Yeah.
It was proper throaty.
So anyway, I'll just run through what I'm on. It's the usual with my fixed G class. See, that's been more than a month now and it's holding up. I was just
It's
unlucky.
triggered brush. That's what that is.
Just unlucky. Usual Eclipse Dual, although I did get an email from the fine folks over at Thunderhead. Apparently Mike is coming out with a new tank that they're sending to me. So yeah, looking forward to trying that out. Peach custard in there at 6 milligram, freebase.
Hardcore.
Moving on. SL class version 2, as always, with the Blotto that's probably going to be replaced next week with another tank that's coming in, not from Thunderhead, but another one with, is it Black Vine? Black Vine that's in here, 3 milligram, freebase.
Yeah, 3 milligrams, all right.
And of course, the VS Dual with some Nicotiana Rustica Wild Tobacco NET at 18 milligram, freebase. Mouth to
So
lung.
we're not queuing flu now. Curing flu.
Yeah.
No, I've run out of the flu cured on the side-by-side mod from the fine folks over at Vapefly. I love freebase. What can I say? I love freebase.
Do you know what? 6 milligram is really nice. Like, really, really nice. It's throaty, but not too throaty, especially when I'm on salts all the time. Like, it's throaty without it being too throaty. Now, I'd be quite interested in chat to see what we've got, whether it be salts users or
Oh, I can do a
freebase
poll.
users.
I can do a poll.
Get your poll
I
out.
love doing polls.
Vic loves a poll.
We saw the 3-part documentary.
We had this last week, didn't we? Vic loves a poll.
I'll tell you what, that's right. Nice that neon sauce from. It's the first time I've tried it today. Literally now. Do you know when you have thingy pops, ice pops?
Yeah.
You get the stuff down at the bottom. You know the bit that you sort of drink. It's that and it's lime. It's beautiful. Well, that's what it's coming across to me.
Next.
You haven't reviewed it
what's
in
it
a
been
while.
called?
So it
What's
could be
it
out.
been called? That's what it's coming out for me. What should be corned beef flavour or something?
What neck do you use? Freebase, neck salt, or both?
Speaking of last week, how was your birthday dogging session, Adam?
Yeah, do you know what? It was lovely. I did kind of halfway see a bit of the replay, and we didn't end up going out camping, but I did go out on Sunday and do a load of stuff with my birthday stuff because I got a Trangia burner, which I'm really happy about. I should not be trusted
Little
with
Trangia stove, they're fucking brilliant.
Oh,
yeah, I
it's a
should not be
stove.
trusted with alcohol burners in any way, shape, or form. But I got an alcohol burner. I got like a cook set and all sorts of other things. But I also got a Swedish torch. That came for Christmas. So if you've never seen a Swedish torch, I actually bought a
Does
replacement.
it go birdie, birdie, birdie and try and cook
Get
stuff?
early for it. Oh yes. So the way you set it on fire from underneath, don't you?
Well, you
So hang on,
light
are
it. You
Are you
light
supposed
it
to carry that with a string?
Yeah.
I've never seen
Right.
that before.
So the string hangs over the top of the hot.
Oh no,
bit.
you don't. No, you set that down and you set fire to it.
All right, I was going to say.
You don't
fucking
cook on
hell.
it.
But I managed to light that, and I got a load of bits and pieces. I also had some tattoo done, which is why, like I said, if you do see my arm come out, that's why. But yeah, it was lovely. I mean, I was 38, so it weren't that anything special. It weren't a special birthday, you know, when you're kind of like 38. It's that birthday.
So 38.
But
Yeah.
Oh, actually, someone.
I'm
made
the
a
youngest
good,
here, then, aren't I?
Someone made a good point. What about zero now? I'm going to end the poll and restart it, folks. Hold on. I forgot to.
wasted them.
Can you
70.
not add?
I
Can you
forgot
not
to
add?
add zero Nick.
Can you not add in as they're going?
No, you can't. You can't edit a poll once it's up. Right, hold on. Start another poll. That's two polls. That's two polls.
You
at the
can't
moment.
edit a poll once it's up. Once it's up there, there's no way you can edit it or get it
You have
out.
to smack it on end.
Okay.
Once you've erected your pole, there's no way. There's only certain ways of taking it down.
You just can't do it, can you? You just can't do it.
No, it takes all the effort to get it up, doesn't it?
It does.
It does.
There's a lot of greasing to be done there.
But yeah, it was one of them birthdays. It was the 38th. So I decided to go and fill some more of my my sleeve in. I had a little bit more. Do you know what?
When you say it's a nothing birthday, isn't it? It's a good birthday. Any birthday making another year is a good birthday.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I agree. I agree.
I'm changing my vote.
I'm going to zero, Nick.
No, I do like both. I don't mind it at 3 milligram, but not
By
like
Nick
and
Shewell.
I'm interested to see how many people choose zero Nick. Because I forgot all about that. There is some vapors out there that just don't put nicotine in their liquids.
Yeah.
Well,
Just vape for the
I
flavour.
got
think
down
that's
to
it.
that. I got down to that eventually. You know, like when we were reviewing, I'd sort of got down to 0, and only now and again I'd something with 3 milligram in it.
Yeah.
It was obviously the stresses of life and going back to work, where 20 milligram Nick salt seems to work.
It makes me happy.
It makes me happy.
Jackie.
Not just tequila, but
I mean, the thing is, I think the main aim of vaping is to kind of get off nicotine altogether, innit?
That's
The
supposed to
actual
be,
aim. That's what it's
One of
supposed
the
to
things
be.
that I do say to people is I'm a firm believer in nicotine regulation. So self-regulation when it comes down to nicotine. If you need 20, give yourself 20. Do not deny it. If you can do 0 for the majority of the time, do 0. But regulate yourself. If you feel like you need him more, then have more.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
when you're stressed, it's no better than just
20 milligrams.
Why do you think I've got 18 milligram fucking freebase in here when I'm stressed up in the fucking studio when I fuck up a recording?
Steve
Either-
Pugs. Steve
Pugs.
Pugs. Oh, look, it's the second best vape panel on YouTube. Yes, Vic. Yes. And I would just like to fucking thank Lord Blumpkin for making him fucking apologise. Fuck was all that about, Vic?
Yeah, but we're still the best show. You see where that goes.
You know what? Sometimes it's not bad to come second, is it?
It's not
Right.
the battle. It's
Just
not the
remember
battle.
that.
It's the war. It's all about the war. We're still the best show. Nah.
We've got erect poles and everything.
Speaking of,
It's
to be
better than
fair,
56.
speaking of erect poles,
Oh, hey!
Vic,
God, here we go.
Seamless link.
are you fucking ready for this one?
Meaning, have you got sharing on?
Oh, Sharon, I knew I forgot something.
Do you know what? I said it last week. He went, I've already done it. So I thought, I'll not say it this week. And he hadn't.
Oh my god.
There we go. Sharon's on. Right, I need to bring a new window in
Wait there.
first. Window capture. Add source.
So obviously, recently, there has been a lot of talk in chat of kind of the sex toy nature, fleshlights, dildos,
Oh, this is going to be bad then.
Oh,
all right,
boy.
and stuff like that. And Vic found out that there was a job out there
Oh, fuck.
to do with the modification.
This isn't going to get my channel shut down, is it?
I don't know.
Now, we're past 9
I don't
seconds.
know.
or whatever it is.
You
We're
can
past
edit
9
it out.
seconds.
You can edit it out if it does. So Vic, where have you been this week? I'll tell you where you've been. You've been fucking here. Tell me, just stop screen sharing if you're not happy about it, mate.
Oh, no, just bring it up. Screen shares.
All
All
right.
right. Fuck it.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, the best thing about it is took Jules' mama vapes with him.
It's a concentration phase.
Yes, so obviously I made reference to just the tip earlier, and that was why. 'Cause now Vic adds the purple bit to just the tip. Vic is a dildo dipper.
Do you know what's really bad? Is in my head I've got him playing Baker Street.
On his saxophone, yes, but sadly he lost his job. He had to be let go because he substitute what looks like kind of a reddish purpley paint for the blood of innocent baby seals. And they
Fucking hell,
weren't too
I'm not with
happy
the
about
size
it.
of that cock, he could club him to death.
The thing is, that's as long as one of Vic's legs. He truly would be a tripod.
But look at the concentration face, man. And the hairnet.
Oh, we're
Everything,
going to break
it's-
kayfabe again, Jenny.
Like I
you
said,
are
the woman next to it really did look like Jules' mama vapes as well, didn't it? She was sat there stroking it. I'm taking you home, big boy.
I'm trying to figure where the hell Jenny got that screenshot from for the head pose with the tongue sticking out.
She took the picture in the factory. She shot over there to go check where you were, Vic.
Don't break kayfabe. Oh my god! Honestly, that's all I've got.
I've got to be honest, right? I've got to break kayfabe. That is an epic Photoshop.
That is an epic Photoshop.
Oh,
Yeah.
good that.
Sorry, Vic, if that was a little bit too close to the knuckle.
What,
for your
close to
channel,
the
mate.
bone?
Yeah, close to the bone. But I had to do that one. It's all about proper jobs, isn't it? And that's a fucking real job.
That's a real job making
Yeah.
stuff.
Someone's
like
got to
that.
do it. And sadly, last week it was you.
The thing that we didn't see is about 15 seconds before that, they were just removing the mold off of Vic.
Yeah. And it's
I'll do,
schmuck.
Vic. Go and sit down.
The only thing is, they had to put a mold on top of a mold on top of a mold.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
That was a scarily good Photoshop job.
It was.
I can't wait for the 3-part series of him being in the factory. That's gonna be great.
But that was actually in Poland. Funnily enough. And this is his great love of balls.
Yeah,
That's where
'cause
it
when
came from.
Yeah, because folks were saying, why is Vic going over to Poland for almost an entire week just to look at a nicotine distillery plant? Well, now you know why.
Connor Smith in chat. It's a dildo. Yes, it fucking is.
The thing is, when you told us you were going to Poland, we didn't know it was Pole land.
Poland, yes, absolutely.
Let's think about it as well. Just a little bit further down the road, you've got the tester.
Yep, Jenny's just
It
saying
works.
there. Jenny's just saying there. Be glad I took time off my birthday week to follow Vic around.
Happy birthday, honey.
Happy birthday, Jenny.
Happy birthday. I
Jenny.
think it was yesterday.
A fellow Aquarian.
Same
I
here,
think-
because it was
I
my
don't-
birthday in the 6th.
I have no idea about like zodiacs and stuff, but I'm guessing. It
Yeah,
sounded like
Aquarius.
it was right.
I've got to be honest, I'm quite glad that one's out the way because I was quite nervous about that one.
I still no wrong with that.
No,
No, it's
no,
just-
it's all over fucking Google.
Yeah, exactly. It's all over Google.
You know, it's not. It's not. It isn't.
When you
Jenny
said
took
that, I
that-
was thinking more like you've got him testing a sex doll or something. You know
That's
what I mean?
what I thought as well. Oh, the arms
I
out, the
thought-
arms out.
It is. I'm about to scratch it off. That's why. The best thing about it, right? And honestly, it's. I can just imagine that being a tick. You're sat with Jenny, breaking kayfabe here, right? We're breaking kayfabe, but you'd be sat there with Jenny and going, right, I've got an idea. What's the idea? Your idea is a cake maker, but the tick goes, I want to see a cock. And Jenny goes, let's roll with it.
I do.
Sorry,
That was a tick.
I hope it was.
Nightmare. Dildo dipping.
Oh, that's a new one, that.
Oh, that's brilliant, isn't it? What a show that'd be. That's
No.
right, Matthew.
I do think, you know, for a Christmas special or something like that, I think we should send Vic on one of these fucking jobs that I've done.
Especially the dildo dipping.
Or the fart
Yeah.
sniffing one. The fart sniffing one would be the best. Imagine it. Vic would come back fucking green.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cheers,
And
Oliver.
arrested.
That guy's got dysentery.
I can smell his diabetes.
You can smell his diabetes in one. That's a job and a half.
Poor
that, isn't it?
Jay.
So what are you going to do then, Vic? Are you going to try and get back in there? Because obviously they had to let you go, sadly. But are you going to try and get in there? I've just noticed it looks like one of them's got a 510 connection on the bottom of it.
Well,
Yeah, but is it spring mounted?
Hey, look, I'm going to quickly share again. Wait there, look. Got a
I'm just
fucking
going to get back
510.
out.
Say that again.
I'm
Right,
just going to
she's
get
back
Vic's
on.
pull back out. Look, it's got a fucking 510 connection on the bottom of that.
Where? Oh, fuck, so it has.
On the bottom of there.
No, that's the bit where you blow it up, make it hard.
Oh, right. Sorry, mate.
It's all
I
right.
didn't
Over from
realise
the
you
top,
were the,
innit, that?
you were the in-house expert.
I've been there.
Why did Adam know about that?
No.
Why does it look like I'm about to assist the birth of a cow? Thank you for noticing. We did try and pre-warn people. I did have tattoos, so I'm itching like wano. Like I've got fleas.
I love the fact you're apologising for a bare arm being out on the screen. We've just had a picture full of dildos.
Yeah, well, yeah. I do apologise about this nudity that we're showing.
It does look like he's had some random 12-year-old doodle on his arm, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, that is actually drawn by Olivia. Olivia drew that. So
All right, so the tattoo artist basically took your kid's drawing and tattooed it.
put it on me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, Lynn.
Because
Oh,
you can have
well,
names
then-
and everything else, but that was something that she'd drawn, and I was like, let's have that on.
Oh.
But yeah, it does look. My arm is basically a doodle pad, which is like kind of how I like it.
They're
But I
getting
had the arm-
quite popular, them kind of tattoos now, aren't they?
Yeah. But that's the hole for tongue punching the mangina.
Oh.
Sorry, Mike. I didn't know I'd get that wrong.
Okay, well, we've only just started and we're at
Tongue
it.
punch it.
I know.
Tongue
Oh,
punch the
punch.
fart box.
So maybe you guys might be interested to know that there is talk about me returning to Poland sometime this year. I'm just going to leave that there.
Guys, it was me. I Google searched it, but trust me, there's worse shit in there than in my history than that.
Fucking right, there is.
The best thing about it is Vic's not being paid for the next visit. He's doing it through choice. He went, can
Imagine-
I come?
He left some
Imagine a few weeks
contraband
ago.
behind.
Imagine checking my history a few weeks ago for fart sniffer
sniffing,
job.
Yeah, that would have been a weird one. Yeah,
Good
Yeah.
evening, flat cap. Good evening.
Mr. Cat of the flatness. How you do? Cat? No,
Yeah.
Mr. Cat
Fuck.
of the flatness.
Cocks
How you
and pussy, that's all we've got on this show.
Yeah.
And Paul.
And poles.
Yeah. Vic loves a Paul. Loves a
So-
good Paul.
I've got a quick question, a super quick question before we get started in tonight's festivities of the bag. Vic,
Have you put it in your sack?
listen, we're getting sack out and all.
It's against
and
the
everything.
fucking rules, this, mate.
I got my arm out. Wait till you see what comes out next. But I seen a post. Persnickety.
Yeah, persnickety.
Persnickety.
The
That
persnickety.
sounds like a really snooty woman from down London.
It's my new channel that I'm going to be doing politics stuff on, the persnickety Scotsman.
So basically, you're just going to sit there and rant.
I'm going to sit there and
8-hour lives.
I am going to sit there and fucking rant for hour-long fucking videos, and I'm not going to get
Didn't
a
you already
shit.
have a channel called that? Someone
I had one.
The Third Reich or something.
The fuck right? That wasn't called that.
Oh no, it was the far left.
It was centre left. I'm not far left.
I
I'm
knew
not
it was
communist.
somewhere far or right or left.
It went somewhere over there.
The thing is, I've been noticing that I am moving
Mike.
further. Oh my God, Mike. But no, yeah, I'm going to start doing politics because I can't do it in this channel because I piss off too many people. Far too many people if I do politics in this channel. We're here to talk about vaping. We're here to watch vaping videos, Vic. I mentioned politics once, like a minor reference to the SNP in a WhatsApp. I got fucking hammered for it, and I went, you know what? I'm not doing politics here. I'm going to do politics in that channel, away from this channel. So there we go.
Thank fuck for that.
Are you going to do a politics 101?
Oh yeah, there's going to be all sorts of stuff. Fucking Conservative Party 101, all you need to know about what the con artists do in the Tory Party. Labour 101, why Tony Blair fucked up the entire Labour Party and turned the Tory light blue. Oh, I'm going to go on and fucking
Well
on
done,
and
Aidan.
on and
Do it,
fucking
honestly.
on.
Do it. in
For some
podcast
unfound
form.
reason, I've got Neil Kinnock in my head. I don't know why.
I got lemony snickets.
Neil Kinnock is a very underrated person.
See, I knew it.
You need to do it in podcast form because you know what? Nothing would make me happier than walking dog around just hearing to you going, fucking Labour.
I'll do something like that.
But yeah,
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. When are you looking at launching it properly?
Probably sometime midway through next month. I need to get eSig 101
Proper
season.
political answer, that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll get it sorted.
Sometime. When the time is right. When the science was right. Yes.
It's a fucking YouTube channel, not a pothole.
got to follow the science.
It's a bit like them dildos, isn't it? They never get fucking filled in.
But
Yes, they'll always be permanently flaccid.
Oh, what a word. I think flaccid is my moist.
moist.
Oh,
I love the
moist.
word flaccid. It's a good
I love
word.
moist.
Yeah, I need to get eSig 101 season 3 finished, and then kick off eSig 101 season 4. That season 4 is going to be a bastard because I'm going to have all sorts of mech heads, like your brother Aidan, all over me when I start doing the 3-parter on mechs. If I get one fucking thing wrong on that 3-parter on mechs, I'm going to get fucking ripped apart. So I need to
That'd be one hell of
careful.
a one-on-one show, wouldn't it? My brother will love you.
To be fair,
With a can of Sofega.
one of them's taller, and I can't remember which one it is.
Me,
Vic's taller, slightly taller.
it's only by an inch though.
Only ever so. Yeah,
only
only
by an
ever
inch.
so. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait till it comes out. It's gonna be. Do you know what? Since I broadened my horizons on YouTube, and you fall down other rabbit holes, things like that. I literally love listening to people just
Rant.
actually talk about what they actually think,
Oh yeah.
and I'm looking forward to it.
Apparently,
Even though I'll not understand a fucking word.
Now,
Right?
hold on a minute. Flatcap says he's driving. Why can you drive and type on your phone at the same time?
Can you
That's
imagine
the
that? He's
reason
got
for
people in the back shouting, flaccid penis, floppy dick,
Dildo dipper.
dildo dipper.
It's got a purple tip.
Oh God, don't give people it. They went up shouting that at me at the fucking expo. Don't give them ideas. Fuck.
There, you know, hang on. The first person that comes up to Vic at Expo calls him a dildo dipper. I will give you a free bottle of juice.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks.
Fart sniffer and we'll give you a pint.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm genuinely looking forward to it. I'll tell you
Gonna
something
be-
else I'm looking forward to.
Emptying your sack.
Oh, do you know what? I'm gagging for it. It's been 2 weeks. I'm
Them
full.
balls is blue.
Fucking mate, I'm full. right? I need to burst.
Filthy full bag.
Or
many questions
He
I
had
this
a
week.
wad. When I first started it, I didn't know it was okay to vape salts on mouth to lung RTA, or is it? Since then, I do use both salts and up to 18% this year.
You can use any kind of nicotine, whether it be salt, whether it be freebase, or even hybrid, as long as you're happy with the kind of throat hit or no throat hit that you're getting. Salts and freebase can be used in mouth to lung or direct to lung. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
or
I
can
do.
go-
I DTL salts on now.
I do on the B60. But if
We'll be
you want
running
to
like
go-
a 0.1.
I do I do it on a mech, 20
I
milligrams.
don't think I'd like to do 20 milligram salt on a mech. Like,
Oh no,
I
that
do
would-
I do 0.06 ohm build on a mech mod, and then do 20 milligram salts because I'm a real vapor.
Steampunks, Jimmy Cranky, the dildo dipper. I'm game.
Thanks, Pugs.
That's worth a pint and a bottle of juice.
Oh, Samantha's going proper balls deep. She's asking what size t-shirt you are.
Well, if it's UK sizes, extra large. If it's a shirt made in China, extra, extra, extra large.
If you're buying it from Adams,
Teespring
it's
are
small
terrible
child.
for that, aren't he?
Yeah, that's
Teespring
why,
are
I had to
terrible
shut,
for
that's
that.
why I had to
Yeah,
kind of
it's-
shut
it's-
down this, because we used to have a Teespring store for the UK Vape Show, and I was halfway through doing a new Teespring store for this UK Vape Show, but the problem is Teespring sizes are fucking all over the place now.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I
They're
bought
all over the place.
when we first did the Vaping Misfits Teespring store, right? I bought one of the Vaping Misfits t-shirts, right, and I got it in a triple XL, mate. I put it on, looked like a joint of pork.
She looked like a joint.
Honestly,
You look like Sam Smith.
I did. I looked like a fucking joint of pork, right? And I couldn't get the fucker back off. I more or less had to tear it off, like the fucking Incredible Hulk. Fucking
Poor
tiny
Jeff.
it was.
Poor Jeff was smothered.
He was. He couldn't breathe.
I have that problem with t-shirts, and then there are the too big, which then makes you look even fatter than what you are,
Yep.
or they just fit lovely, but they're too short.
Yep.
So your belly bollocks hang out.
Yeah, so you put your hands up and it's halfway around like a belly top.
Fucking nightmare with t-shirts.
I swear I picked that belly button fluff.
So then, boys, are you ready?
See that bag, you bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it when it gets a bit fucking rough.
That was. Listen, I wish you'd talk to me like that when we were in Zoom on our own.
Oh,
I
I
do
know.
sometimes. You stay
I know.
until Monday.
Not often enough. You had to get it in tonight, didn't you?
If
Well,
you
maybe a
carry
little
on,
bit
I tell you
later
something.
on.
If you carry on, both of my
Samantha,
arms
I will
are
do.
gonna come out.
I can't remember what we said about what cat it was. Something to do with some pussy, I think.
That's all it's about on this show, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's because the only person who's getting it is Adam, innit?
Cock balls,
Because he leaves his light on.
cocks, balls,
Exactly.
pussies, and nipples.
Right. I've got my
I can
eyeballs.
smell
on.
your cock. Woo!
I wouldn't. It stinks. Connor Smith writes in. Question to all casters. Based off of Vic's What's Up. Did we watch it, boys? Did we watch it? It's a question, folks. Yes,
Can't
it
even
fucking
remember
is.
I can't remember what I fucking said in it.
Yeah.
I fucking recorded it.
So, Vic mentioned the rebuildables, the hobbyist side of the market is on a slow decline due to how good stock coils have become over the last 5 years or so.
Right.
Where do you all see the rebuildable market going within the next 10 years? Will it die out completely, and will we live in a world where RDAs and RTAs are a thing of the past, or will we see people jump onto the rebuildables due to the cost of coils and all the other benefits you get from using a rebuildable atomizer? Buzzing for the show as always. Catch you guys later. Thank you very much, Connor.
See, that's a tricky one because he said next 10 years. I can look at it short term for the next 1 or 2 years. Rebuildables are starting to come back.
Yeah.
But what I said in the WhatsApp is the hobbyist side of vaping has been on a slow decline for the past half decade since the original Atlantis from Aspire first came out. Because let's face it, stock coil sub-ohm tanks are a hell of a lot easier to use than fucking around with coils and cotton all the time. There will be hobbyist vaping there all the time. There's no getting around. You cannot get rid of the hobbyist vaping side of things, but it's going to continue being on a very shallow, very slow decline for as long as this industry keeps going. Because if you can't tease the middle of the market, which is the stock coil sub-ohm tank user, we all know a load of people that always use nothing but stock coil sub-ohm tanks or AIOs. They have no interest in the hobbyist side of vaping because they're happy with that stock coil sub-ohm tank. Unless something happens to the centre of the market, the hobbyist side of the market will continue on its slow decline. There's no getting around it.
The other problem with it is obviously, don't forget, hobbyist vaping used to be a very much cottage industry. We used to have, we've still got him. There's still stabilized wood mods and things like that, but because the affordability that China have brought in, and not only the affordability, like if you think, and we've spoke about this quite often. Hey Becky, we've spoke about this quite often, right? And the idea is that we used to see clones because everything used to be too expensive.
Good old fast tech.
But now China can produce a good quality, and I'm not saying great, but a good quality product in its own right first off. So it kind of quells out the idea of having that cottage industry because everything's come down in price. Now what we need, and in 10 years, if we were to follow the way that the industry goes, we'd be circling back to silica wick and big gauge wire. This industry works in circles, continuous circles. And all it does is it goes over a product that's already been out. And I'm not saying that it's for every product, but the vast majority of it goes over the products that have already come out. It makes them better and continues like that. So if you were to say 10 years, what's not to say that the technology wouldn't have changed in silica wick? What's not to say that it's changed in things like that? That's just a rough sort of out there.
If you look at it, when we first started vaping and we're sort of doing this sort of thing live on shows, you know what I mean? You was looking at people who were transitioning from cigarettes, but normally like the cigarette stuff, like you said with the silica wicks, they did start moving on then onto tanks and better devices with better batteries.
Yeah.
It was a lot more of a how can I say, a natural progression that people wanted to know a little bit more about this vaping. Where what you find nowadays is, especially with the pod systems coming in and also with the disposables coming in, not so much of that natural progression is happening. So you still get a percentage of these people who will then move on to devices such as RDAs, RTAs and stuff like that. But you'll have some of them who will just stick to a normal little pod system with the same juice, like we have now, what they've done for years. But I think that you're going to have the less amount percentage people moving on to the hobbyist sort of side of it.
Yep.
And that's what I think will happen.
Well, let's put it this way: we've already stated it in our buffet at the beginning of the episode. Week in, week out, I use a pod system. I use 20 milligram, and I use a pod system. Or when I feel like treating myself now, I'll rebuild a tank or I'll have an RDA. I've always got something set up at my desk for me to pleasure vape on. But
pleasure vape.
Vape. So my hobbyist side, and I've always got something built just so I can have a good RDA vape or an RTA vape. Now, when it comes down to day-to-day use, I'm on the B60 because I know it's not going to let me down, and that's going exactly where you're saying, Connor, and exactly what Vic said.
It's ease of
that
use.
Stock coils have come on leaps and bounds.
Oh yeah, fucking definitely.
You think years ago when we used to go through a coil a week, if it made a week,
or a coil
we'd go through a coil a week,
or a coil every 3 days if you were using the older smoke tanks.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But nowadays we can put a coil in the B60. I can put one of the Boost 0.4s and know for certain just about that I'm going to get 2 weeks out of it minimum. We've become lazy.
People says that the obvious is probably about 5%. Obviously, the rate of vapors has gone up massively. I think. What are we about 3.5 million vapors now in the UK?
We bounce between 3.3 and 3.5 million in the UK now.
Well, you got to think if you go back to when I started doing shows, about 2016, there was nowhere near that amount of people who were vaping.
Lucky if there was 1.5 million vapors in the UK back then. Lucky.
I mean, it's right that with it being 5% of the market, I mean, everyone kind of always goes on about like export being disposable heavy, you know, like massively disposable heavy, and it's always going to be if the market is selling disposables left, right, and centre. That is what export is going to be.
I was going to say you've got to remember that Expo is a trade show first.
Yeah.
It's
a look at how the industry is, like new stuff that they've got coming out that's going to sell. You know,
it's a snapshot of the industry at that moment in time. That's what expos are. They always have been.
But 10 years is a big shout. Like, we don't know where we're going to be in 10 years. We could finally have that solar panel mod.
Yeah.
We could have that hat mod.
You could have that one where the coils just push in.
Yeah, we could have a P&P coil that actually fucking works.
Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully more people make that transition from the disposables and the pod market. You can still have a pod with you, you know, for ease. Well, they do get into the and again, hopefully as well, they get to the final journey of look, I've stopped smoking and stopped vaping.
Yeah.
Because that's what sometimes we as hobbyists forget. We do it because we want to do it. Where the whole point of it is to get you off them stinkies and eventually get off the vaping as well.
Well, I do it because I like nicotine. Simple as that. Simple as that.
I want to drip 20 milligram now.
Like you say, it's a little bit like having a coffee in it.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. Yep.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same.
So, Connor, cracking question. Thank you very, very much. Are we ready?
That's going to be a bit...
Fluff.
Here we go.
Planet Fluff. Age, can't remember. And so, after a long piss-up, and after less than halfway through the cases upon cases of alcohol, and the mother of all hangovers, which most of the crew has had for the last 5 days on board this Nexus-class starship, the question has still yet to be answered. Whose bloody idea was it? To all casters of the #1 vape show, you all meet up.
Shut up, pugs.
Yeah, we get told in our group that we are #1. You all meet up at a big swirly thing, a loud bang, and a puff of smoke. You have all been transported to a different reality, your own in 20 years' time. Vic is still as short as not much change, and Grizz still looks the same in a bra.
I goes.
What do you think the vaping industry is like at this moment in time?
In 20 years' time.
I know.
Jesus
How
Christ.
weird is that we had a 10-year and a 20-year jump?
In 20 years, fucking hell, in 20 years I'll be 67. Jesus. Oh, I'm depressed now. Thanks, William.
The wonderful William Dobson there. Thank you very much.
Do you think we'll still be doing YouTube?
Will there even be a YouTube?
No, it'll be beamed directly into your brain.
Beamed directly by the chip that fucking Elon Musk will install in your head or some shit like that.
We've already covered that, Paul. I did thank you on the show for making Vic apologise to us for what he said on your show the other day. You prick.
A little bit what Shrek Vape review says as well. I think we will be in 20 years' time. I think we'll be smoke free.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what? You'd like to think so.
It'd be nice that they'd be completely off of the shelf.
Well, the government, Labour's coming in because there's no way Conservative will win the next fucking election. But both governments, both Labour and Conservative, have tied down this 2028, 2030 smoke-free thing. Down in, I think it's New Zealand, they're basically going to outright ban smoking for that generation growing up in 2030. And it looks like Australia's going down the same road. So I think
Russia was going to do it as well, but I think they've...
And don't forget PMI's promise. PMI's promised that by the time 2030 comes, they will stop making traditional tobacco
I
products.
forgot about that. Yeah, they did say that, didn't they?
They in their battle plan, they've obviously put forward that they want to stop making traditional tobacco products, as in cigarettes, by I think it's 2030 or it's 30 years. So by 20 years, I honestly think I'd like to think that we'll have got to a point where vaping is mainstream, that people are that we'll always the thing is, right, we'll always see peer pressure, we'll always see kids picking up something like that. So vaping will never die, neither will smoking to a certain degree, but it'll never die.
I hope they sort the fucking ferries out as well.
You are?
I hope they sort the ferries out as well.
I can't see there being much with regards to YouTube with vaping by then.
There is a YouTube by that point in time.
Yes, because we'll have a new platform. There'll be a new platform out eventually, and in 20 years' time, hopefully it's all done and sorted. A new platform
look at
where
it
we
now,
can say what we want.
Clamping down on it, aren't they?
Vapor Bunny, I'm not 100% sure on that one. I do know that they have got in their battle plan that they want to stop making traditional tobacco products. So if they it's if they class the heats and the IQOS as traditional tobacco products.
They don't. I think what will end up happening with PMI, Ultra, and all that, they will go down the road of the IQOS, or they will simply combine all their buying power and start buying up a load of the big e-cig companies. I'm surprised none of them have actually done that yet, to be honest.
I think there's time. I think there's very much time. Do you know what? Right, I actually had that discussion with the owner of the Vaporist where I work, and he went, "Do you know who'd be the best people to buy?"
Who?
E-Leaf.
Well, you buy E-Leaf, you're basically buying Joytech, and you're buying Wismec.
Wismec,
yeah,
and everything else that comes along with it. And they could acquire someone like E-Leaf and make it a formal acquired E-Leaf. Don't forget, they don't just pick up E-Leaf, they don't just pick up Joytech, they don't just pick up Wismec, they pick up TECC. They also pick up branding rights to Totally Wicked.
Yeah, because Totally Wicked have got a big investment in Joytech. Yeah,
exactly.
Also, there is what was it? UK brand something?
UK Vapor Brands.
Yeah, UVB.
So
a big company.
By sneaking in for someone like E-Leaf, they could go very much under the radar. But in 20 years' time, we could see. I think we'll finally see the NHS side of it. We'll see prescribed. We'll see a lot more.
Sorry.
Yeah, I could see that as well.
That's probably the same as IQOS, isn't it? It's just taking down your jab's eye.
Yeah.
Can you imagine sticking a heat down it?
Same thing. Suck from the balls, son. Suck from the balls.
But yeah,
IQOS is
and
release.
Okay,
there's plenty of Nick Salts in there.
Am I vaping pineapple?
It's like that as well. Just as long as it doesn't leave that milk tash. Well, that's what you just need in your life, isn't it?
I'd give you a purple tip.
Loves a pollen for it.
How you doing, Dom and CC?
You wouldn't want to be using 20 milligram then. I don't know, Ben. I'd have a go. Thank you very much for that question, William.
Yeah, that was a very tough question, William. Don't do tough questions. No.
I know we're just about to go off here. If we go back, say 7 years ago, when we started doing vape shows and stuff like that, you couldn't really say that we would be here right now of what we thought would have happened.
No.
I remember the countless shows did when the TPD come in.
Oh, we didn't know over.
We didn't know what were going to happen then, and what we said would really happen never really happened anyway. And
it didn't. Because I remember back about 7 years ago when the TPD was about to hit, I was all doom and gloom.
We all were.
About four WhatsApps in a row saying, well, that's it, vaping's fuck, the European Union's going to fucking ban everything. They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't.
No.
And to be fair, we had them conversations. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what's happening. Nothing is set in stone. We know we're going to lose big bottles. We know we're going to lose this. We know we're going to lose that. And to be fair, It's
And,
not.
another thing as well, it only takes a different government to come in with a total different thought on it, and before you know it, all right, England Health is saying that it's 97% safer than smoking. They could be going, no, it's all the kids' sensation. Before you know it, we're in the same boat as what America is. It could change so quickly.
Yeah, that's the worry. That's the big worry, the change of government. Yep.
So, cracking question, Mr. Dobson. Thank you very much. Yes, just so you know, Scuba, they're called Oodies. It's an oversized hoodie.
All right.
And they're very fluffy.
Oh, do you know what? They're incredible. They're absolutely incredible. Paul Doling writes in, is no longer under the bridge.
I miss him. I
Miss him.
keep looking for him.
I have heard
I miss
that
him being
Chef's
under the
Flavors
bridge.
are back. Then I hear...
Back?
So I have heard that Chef's Flavors are back.
Yeah, they are. Yep.
Then I hear that it is Darkstar who have bought the domain, but not the
That's why
recipes from
That's
the chefs.
Rumor. That's the rumor. Yep.
Could
I
any
read
of
something
you...
about this today.
Could any of you knowledgeable casters please shed some light on this? Thanks for the time and effort you all put in to the #1 vape show.
I hear exactly the same.
Bugs is going to be in there in any second.
Somebody put on there, oh, I can't believe it, the back. I've just put my first order in. I can't wait. And then somebody who I think was connected to Chef's Flavors came up and said it's not them. They haven't got the same recipes. It's somebody else who's bought the domain name.
Yeah, I think they've just got the names.
Well, there's
something along them lines.
Shrek and Ben in chat. They're basically confirming Darkstar has chefs.
Is Flatcap still there? Because obviously Flatcap has a lot to do with Darkstar, so he might be able to.
Flatcap's got his minions and spies everywhere. Gaz,
They
where
haven't
are
got
you?
they haven't got the recipes, have they? And I did read something earlier today. I can't remember what page it was on. Someone was saying that they got some and they didn't taste right or something. They didn't taste the same.
Right.
Something along them lines. Obviously, that's one of them things. It's one of them things. It's very hard to comment on until you've actually tried them
Oh, there's
and
Pub
compared
there,
them to
there.
the old one. Do you know what I mean? Like we can't turn around and say whether it's shit or not. I don't know if
Well, there's Pugs
it's
in
one of
there.
them.
It's a Darkstar BS takeover, different recipes, and Scott Woods popped in saying 100% correct. They are not the recipes. Darkstar only has the names. So it looks as
So
if
they'll have paid some money to float him.
Darkstar just bought the name. They didn't buy the recipes. That's what it looks like.
because I think I also read something that you can actually go to one of the. Do you know I don't know if it's DIY or a recipe website where the recipes are logged, and you can actually pay to get the actual recipe. The actual.
I think Steampugs was saying something there. Lewis and Carl have flavor cravers now. Same recipes.
Same recipes. There you go. That I think that's what I was reading about. I think that's what I was reading about earlier on.
J-Star.
You can actually still get the either the original juice or you can get the actual recipes.
J-Star. My favourite is Lemon Lush.
Mine's is, well, I think you know by now, it's Black Vine. Black Vine all day. All day.
So pick any of them. They're all
Mine's
literally.
the jam tart. If you're into your jams, mate, the jam tart is absolutely amazing.
Honestly, with Rochford Project, you're not going to go wrong if you pick any of them.
You're not.
I would literally go into the website and just go like that.
Gapage.
I love gaping.
I've seen that coming. I've seen
Steve
that
Pugs
coming.
as well. Yeah, once I get a Saturday off, son, I'll come on, mate.
Thank you very much, Paul, for that question.
That was a very interesting question, Paul. See,
Sean Garb writes in.
And even more interesting at the end.
I believe that there's a massive gaping hole where Darkstar are going in.
Yeah.
We'll try and back you up there.
See, what I
Sean
would
Garb
like,
writes in.
just before you move on, what I would like to know is how much money did Darkstar pay for that name?
Well, they were saying that it's from the liquidators, so it would have been like an asset of them with having the domain name,
So
wasn't it?
it was basically auctioned off to pay for the liquidate, so they would have got it for cheap then.
Gee, yeah.
So
Yeah, they
domain names for vape companies go for very, very little.
Yeah.
I know because the company that I work for own a lot of them, and they are cheap because obviously there's nothing that comes along with it. So you're just getting a name and an area. You can use the website. What Darkstar will be doing, and I don't mean to break it down too much, but what they'll be doing is taking their domain name. They will be rerouting it to Darkstar to take any traffic from Chef's Flavors to go over to Darkstar. That's all it'll be.
And also, they've got the naming rights to whatever the juices were
Exactly
called
that.
before. But
Exactly
again, Lewis, which is the ex-chef's, now flavour craver, will be on the UK DIY e-liquid mixing show next Wednesday to answer questions. So that's going to be good.
Cheers, man.
Straight away
I
after
hope you are well.
Straight away after 3 Men and a Vape show, you'll be able to catch that.
So, cracking question, Paul. Thank you very much. Nice little bit of drama.
Yes.
There. Sean Garb writes in, I think we've had the who would play you in a film question a few times.
We have.
So my question to all casters, if you had a computer game made about you or put your name to one, what type of game would it be? Sean's answer can't be zombie related.
Well, for me, it's not going to be a platform game, is it? I'm fat as fuck. I can't jump. Know what I mean? Fucking not happening. Like, can you imagine it? Dead.
So, computer game. I would
not
like
zombie
some-
related. That is so unfair.
It is, isn't it?
He's fuming.
I am. I'm fuming.
I would have something like Paperboy. Right?
Oh, I remember that game. That was a fun game, that Paperboy.
Because Paperboy, you didn't really have to be any good at it.
No,
right?
you didn't.
It's a bit
Had
like
no colour either. It was blue, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the thing is, right, it's very similar to it's very similar to the Lego games, and get ready for this because it's mind blowing. Because I was playing Lego DC Superheroes 2 the other day. Right, I hadn't picked my PlayStation up for ages, so I thought
That's a class game. That.
oh, do you know what? I haven't played on anything for ages, and I thought, do you know what? I'm gonna have a little bit of a sesh. So I started to play Batman Arkham Knight, right? But the problem is, I haven't played it in so long that there's a massive update for it. So I put DC Lego Superheroes in. And I thought, do you know what? You really don't have to be any good to play Lego games because you've got unlimited
for
lives.
3-year-olds, that's why.
Yeah, exactly. and the thing is, you can die a million times. You don't have to worry about how many lives you've got. And that got me
That's
thinking.
like saying, do you know what? I'm not the greatest reader. That's why I do Ladybird books.
Yeah, exactly.
Bill had a ball.
Just look
Bill
at
had
pictures.
a red ball. Oh, he's reading cards. That's where
That's why I read comics. But yeah, I mean, Lego. You got it wrong. It's DC Lego Super Villains, or Marvel superheroes. How about that? That was so bad for
You know, you've just upset loads of fucking 10
I know, and I'm a comic book fan. But I was playing on that, and do you know what? It made me think about games gone by and how hard games were. But Paperboy wasn't. You could just ride on Paperboy.
No, there was
and just
a
throw.
Lego DC superheroes.
Was there?
Yeah.
But
Oh
yeah,
no, it was Lego Batman.
I had Lego Batman.
Which
Lego
had all
Batman,
the
Lego
other
Batman 2,
superheroes
and
in
Lego
it.
Batman 3.
The
Beyond.
Donkey Kong.
But yeah, mine would be Paperboy.
Oh, fucking
Mine-
hell, this is horrendous if I'm not allowed to use zombies.
Mine would be just something like Mass Effect. If anyone's played the Mass Effect series of games, just ignore Andromeda because that was a steaming pile of fucking horseshit. Don't know what the fuck they were thinking doing fucking Andromeda. Had fuck all to do with the original Mass Effect trilogy, but some kind of story-driven sci-fi series of games. I'd love to put my name in that. Yep. Captain Mullen of some ship that blows up stuff. Yeah, fucking spot on.
You
Do
can't
a
see over the
barrel
top
roll.
of the
Do a barrel roll.
That he can't see over the top of the fucking concourse. You know what I mean? There'd have to have ramps everywhere so he could get up and see it. It's like a Chinese man driving.
Oh, you'd have to have like some sidekick where you could lift him up on his shoulders.
yeah, like a mini-me.
And now it'd be
Master Blaster!
Like Banjo Kazooie. Like they just that's it. That's Grizz. That's your game as well. You could be
Banjo
the
Kazooie.
and Vic could be Kazooie. So Banjo and Kazooie were a big bear with something on its back.
Yep.
I can't remember if it was.
Am I the main character?
Yeah, you two are big main.
That's all right then.
Well, you're
No.
carrying him.
Yeah, as long as I'm carrying him, that's all right.
Well, it'd be a bit fucking awkward the other way around. There'd be a lot of swaying and fucking not funny. Whoa!
Whoa!
That's what I was thinking of. Master Blaster. That were off of the Thunderdome, wasn't it? Out of Mad
It
Max.
was actually, yeah.
My game, I really want to say something like Civilization or Rockstar at My Hamster, where you were like a band and you had to go through all the stages of it all. But
I thought that was going to be a bit more grim than
mine would be Sim Bar Owner.
I'm surprised answer because you've got theme hospital, theme fucking railroad, theme truck driver.
So mine would be Theme Pisshead.
Yeah,
It's a good job 10-ton testing in because
Oh, fucking hell.
they'd be all over
Oh,
that.
Karen. Don't forget Karen.
Yeah, Karen. Not seen Karen.
She's probably watching. She's halfway through a bottle of sherry.
If you are watching, just smash that like button. Cheers.
Yeah, no,
I would probably go for something like... Oh, sorry, had you not finished it?
No, go on.
All right. I would probably go for something along the lines of like a role-playing game because obviously, although I do zombie games and horror games on my Twitch, my favourite games are like Final Fantasy, things like that. I'd probably go for something. If I had to put my name to something, I'd probably go for, which there is a remake coming out of it, is I don't know if anyone can remember it. It's Kingpin Life of Crime. Can you remember that?
That's going back a while. Kingpin.
It's
That's
getting a
going back a long
remaster.
while.
It's getting a remaster.
I'm just thinking of going, no.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. I have no idea why you're thinking that.
That were off a Kingpin, wasn't it? That bully
yeah.
is Amish. And he has to pay his rent.
Yeah.
That's it. A platform game going around. You have to give cunnilingus to pay your rent.
So there was a game. What were it called? That sleazy lawyer.
Leisure Suit Larry.
That was it.
God,
Leisure
that's-
Suit Larry. Oh my
wow.
God. What a game that
Fucking
was.
long time to
That came
I
out
used to
about the
love
same time as
like
Postal.
adventures.
If you remember Postal,
Mm-hmm.
I loved Postal.
They all came out around the same time. It was like Monkey Island era.
Monkey Island are really good.
The Indiana Jones point and clicks ones. There was The Last Crusade and The Fate of Atlantis. All came out all around the same time. Sam and Max hit the road. Fucking what a game that
I used
was.
to love Sam and Max.
Day of the Tentacle, Maniac Mansion. Fucking class games, man.
Obviously, I used to love being able to go and pick games up because there wasn't that day, really. You know, they were on the tapes. They weren't that day. You used to be able to pick them up, and they do like a bundle of like £3 odd for one or something like that.
I'm not even kidding. I used to wait for
Alex
like
the
a
Kid.
couple of weeks and then go to Game and go and buy the 4 for 20. Because
I used
the
to do
newest
that,
releases,
yeah.
people would complete and then bring them back, and then they couldn't sell them because they were pre-owned, so they'd go straight on like 4 for 20, 2 for $20 racks.
See,
The
I
best
used to
thing
be
about it
terrible
was
for
if you went
waiting
5
for-
years in front, you're doing 3 for 100.
See, I've been known to queue outside a game for games coming out. I did it outside of Tesco for, was it Grand Theft Auto 5 when that
I
came?
love
Grand
Grand
Theft Auto
Theft Auto
5
5.
when that came out.
I think
I queued up outside of Expo. I did it the same for Black Ops 2. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 for zombies.
I think the
I used to pre-order to be delivered rather than stand outside. But so I was talking to my stepdad about the PlayStation 5, and obviously they released the 2 versions. They released the disc and the digital. And I
buy
said,
all my
when I buy
games
one,
digital.
I'm getting the disc version because I don't want to own something that's in the cloud. I want to be able to have the game in my hand.
Yeah.
Oh, when I played games, they didn't have like clouds. Internet had only just. In fact, the internet, even I didn't even play games on the internet.
Yeah.
Do it. You
Ian
had
used to play
20
Pong.
odd minutes for that tape.
Yeah, the old Commodore, and then from the
And
Commodore.
then your tape unravelled.
From the
Mine-
Commodore.
The
mine was
really hard
Spectrum.
bit.
Oh, you went for the Spectrum. I had the Commodore.
Spectrum,
then from the-
48K to start off with, and then we all went on to the Amiga.
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
I mean,
that's
funny
what
thing
I
was,
jumped
right,
onto the
obviously-
Amiga. That's what I jumped on. I dabbled with the Atari ST, but there just wasn't enough good stuff on the Atari, so I went, fuck it, sold it, got myself an Amiga.
Well, when the SNES come out, and then you had like the Jaguar, the Dreamcast, you had all that sort of stuff that come
Jaguar
out.
was so underrated.
It was.
I had the
Jaguar.
Dreamcast and I had it piggyback chipped. I had the Dreamcast. I had it piggyback chipped, and I had every single game from the Mega Drive, the Master System, the Saturn, over about 17 discs. I
Then you had
adored.
the Master System come out. They already mentioned it with Alex the Kid inbuilt in it.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
you had, and then you had the Mega Drive that was the Mega Drive and the disc bit that fitted into
Yeah.
like a tray.
Yep.
I was
I mean,
always
kids-
Nintendo.
kids-
Unfortunately,
Go on, mate.
I was always Nintendo because obviously back then they weren't the PC Master Race or anything like that. It was you was either Nintendo or you were Sega.
Yeah.
And I had the original NES, I had the SNES, I had the original Game Boy, and then I had the N64, and then the GameCube. I had the lot, but I was Nintendo all the way.
I mean, kids don't realize now. There's one thing that changed the world of gaming for kids nowadays, right? And that is autosave, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
No kid will ever realize the frustration of playing Sonic the Hedgehog, getting all the way to the end and getting killed by Dr. Robotnik,
Yeah.
right? And then having to start all the way back
the
from the
way
fucking
back.
beginning again.
Yep.
N64 GoldenEye, that was it.
Yes.
That was
Oh,
a game
fucking
changer
brilliant.
as well.
That's just came back out on the Xbox One.
It'll
On the
never-
Xbox One and the Xbox Series
That
X.
was the game where you get that golden gun and it's game over. Game
I've been
over.
playing that. I've been playing that lately. Fucking brilliant game. One of the best games ever made, if I'm brutally
Yes.
honest.
But again, I was always into like Civilization, football management games. I were more into the strategy stuff than I was
original
into.
Football Manager. Oh,
But it was that was
was
Champ
Champ
Manager.
Manager.
Yeah,
But
for me-
before that, you had Football Director and
Yeah, for me on the Amiga 1200, it was Championship Manager that I always. It was
Yeah.
Championship Manager, Civilization 2, which
Yeah.
had just got released for the Amiga 1200 series, and there was a couple of other like Sim City type deal games, but it was always Champion.
SimCity used to play that. You might hear me and Mark talk about somebody called Jasper Prune. We're all doomed with Jasper Prune. Me and Mark used to sit down and play this strategy game where you were on like the moon or something, and it would turn based. Absolute shitty graphics on the Spectrum. Well, we spent hours and hours. We used to, like I said, we played Rockstar at my Amster, and you used to be able to come up with different titles of what your next song were going to be and how you were going to promote it and everything. We spent hours waiting for Red Dwarf to come on.
Yeah.
oh, do you know what? Right, I miss gaming like that. I miss the innocence of it. It was never. Can you remember? Can you
Command and
remember
Conquer?
when Oddworld came out and they were farting in it, and everyone were like,
Wow.
Oh my god. Yeah. Follow me.
follow me, follow me.
Follow me.
I love that game. Cracking question, so Sean. Thank you very much because that was very, very tangenty. Thank you.
Yeah.
The coolest name in the vape scene, Billy Lee Rice.
Billy.
I don't know why it's the coolest name. This is to all the casters. Great show, by the way. Always
biggest
is.
hand checks in the fucking vape scene as well. Fucking hell.
I love that. Great show, by the way. Always is. If you could be a superhero of your own making, what would you be
Oh,
called,
fucking
and
hell.
what would your superpowers be? You can have 3 powers each.
3. Okay, this.
I
makes
think
it
we've had a variation of this question
a
before.
while ago actually, but not
Was
with 3.
it the
powers.
fart round corners question?
No, it's the smell round corners. That was mine, and I was going to go for that again if I'm brutally honest, so I might as well start.
It's the best question.
I'll tell you now, the best superpower in the world would be to be able to smell round corners. I'll tell you now, there's no worse than walking round a fucking corner and being hit by a smell. That I tell you honest, where you could have just hung about for about 10 minutes and then it would have disappeared. It could be like a really smelly person or something like that, or someone's farted. You know what I mean? That superpower would be fucking phenomenal. You could smell a fire. There's a fire around that corner. I'm not going fucking round there. Fuck saving
But
people.
you're a superhero. You've
Why
got
would
to
you
go
want to
round
go
that
fucking
corner.
round there?
Not in the fire. Get a bit warm.
Yeah. That'd melt one of your bollocks, that you before.
Can you imagine as well through COVID if that was your superpower and you've got to wear a fucking face mask everywhere? Be it, you'd be fucked, wouldn't you?
You wouldn't know whether it were your breath or whether it were. Gary Hartland, big love, bro.
Oh, Gary,
So you're gonna have
3 superpowers. You know, I'd have the power to borrow other people's superpowers because obviously I'm assuming if I've got, I'm going back to Heroes here. I don't know if anyone watched the series.
yeah.
Yeah. So there was a guy on there called Peter Petrie who could borrow other people's superpowers if he was near them.
Like a shit
Right.
rogue.
Yeah, but later on in the series, he realised you could like use them anyway, and you would be able to use them later on. But I would have that. I would have that superpower where you could pinch other people's superpowers.
That's a bit. I think that you can't use that because
Yeah,
that's a
you
little
can.
bit
It's a
like saying
fucking-
like genie in the lamp. Like you've got 3 wishes. Well, one of them will have another 8.
No, that's actually saying that was my fucking answer. You answer your own fucking questions.
Well, then that's
Oi.
cheating. That's like saying, well, one of my superpowers is I'll have another 8 superpowers.
It's a fucking superhero power. It was on fucking Heroes.
I don't think that were a proper superpowers film, really.
Do you not? Do
No.
you not? Do you not? I'm so
I think
glad you
I
had
watched it at
fucking
Bowling
running
Carters one.
IMDb.
Isn't it when they all start falling out at each other?
What?
The
Heroes?
superheroes.
In Heroes, yeah. Save
Yeah.
the cheerleader, save the world.
Yeah, Save the Cheerleader. I've just watched Heroes Reborn. It's good.
See, they
I don't
all
know what-
died. How good's that?
Yeah, they actually did. What happened with Heroes, right, is Heroes got to, I think it was about season 3, got halfway through season 3 and there was a season break. And at the season break, there was a writer's strike, the big writer's strike. And they didn't renew it after the writer's strike.
It was the SAG. It was the
It's
SAG writers
devastating.
strike.
Devastating.
Fucking right there, William.
See, I've got
right
loads
there.
of people saying, I've got people saying, I've got your back. Ben M, I've got your back, Grizz. That's a legit power. Fuck you, Aiden.
Oh, we've seen that all over.
Yeah, just one person.
So, one more, Grizz.
One more.
What do you want? He
Checking
wants
his
one
list.
more. He's got 800.
You know what he's doing is he's checking his list. He's got them wrote down. When I grow up, I'm gonna have these superpowers. I've just seen you go like
trying
that.
to say goodbye. This.
Invisibility. Invisibility. I'm one of these people that suffers with
We
anxiety
flip
when
the
I'm in.
question now. Is that got every fucking superpower out there?
What happens if you walk past? What happens if you walk past someone who glows neon green and you've got no choice? You're invisible in ladies' toilets.
Are you walking a laser room?
Yeah.
Well,
No, I
that's
would-
not being
I would
invisible, is it?
Oh, fucking hell. I'm not going to bother answering this question. Fuck it. Every single fucking thing I've come up with, apart from the smelling round corners, which to
I
be
like
fair,
that one.
which
I
to be
like
fair
that
is a
one.
pretty shit fucking power, right? All the decent superpowers that I've picked that I would really, really like to have, Aiden doesn't agree with. So,
What do you mean you didn't actually pick just one? You said you'd have them all. You were like a fat kid in a sweet shop, son. It's not good.
yeah, so fuck. I had one superpower that allowed me to utilize every superpower. So, have it.
So I'm going to put a twist on that. My
Oh, you
first
would.
power, my first power would be the power of cheat code, right? So
What, Chico time?
no cheat code. So let's put it this way, right?
You can
You're in a
get
pickle.
delirious if you take like too serious.
It's Chico time. Woo!
That's my superpower. There you go. No, cheat codes. So, inevitably, it's kind of like yours. But what had happened is if I walked into a burning building, for example, and I had to
Right.
save people, then what I'd do is have like a Ben 10 watch thing, or a watch that I'd just type in a code.
And
I'd
you'd have
then
everybody else's fucking superpower.
Exactly that. I'd then have the power of invulnerability. Right? Or I'd have a massive piss and I'd be able to put the fire out.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Incontinence.
Yeah, exactly. Incontinence is my superpower. But that'd be in the cheat codes. My next one would be infinite respawns.
Oh.
This is not
That's
the same.
just invincibility.
It's kind of.
Infinite lives.
Kind of, but it's a bit more interesting because it's respawns. So I could take a risk, right? Run into that fire. But who knows if I don't respawn outside the fucking building when I'm trying to save someone? Yeah? So it's teleportation almost.
Yeah,
So
why
what
don't
is
you
it?
put- why don't you-
Respawn or fucking teleportation? Make your mind
Why
up.
don't you
son.
just put the fucking code in your watch?
Listen, right? Grizz, just because he's give you shit don't mean you have
Yeah.
to pass it out, right?
Yeah, I'm just checking out on you, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Fuck
And
you,
I'd
Aiden.
have Ant-Man's powers. I'd shrink and be able to go big.
Sounds like
That'd
my
be class.
penis.
Yeah.
That'd be class.
And they're my fucking 3, so fuck off, lot. on
That's what Vic learned how to do in Poland in his last job.
you. Make it go bigger and make it go smaller.
Yeah. It could grow to 82 times its own size. Aiden, what yours?
My first one is I could turn everything into cake.
Oh yes.
Oh, fucking hell.
Nothing's gonna ever hurt you if you turn it into a fucking bakewell, is it?
True.
Don't because that's Ghostbusters all over again.
Turn everything into
What
cake.
did you think of, Ray?
So
What did you
Vic's a
think
fucking-
of? It's just
Vic's-
a cake.
Aiden's fucking choice was Cake Boss.
Cake Boss?
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. The next one could be like Cake Boss. I would have that invincibility, not you know, like where you go like where they can't see you. Invincibility. But not where anybody can see, because the last thing you want is somebody like blowing a bit of vape on you, you're halfway chugging one off. It's not going to be good, is it?
We know what you do, son. We know what you do, son.
I'd even have the little walk as well.
Quick danger wank. Quick danger wank before the power runs out.
And as well, I would have. I'd like to run really fast because as a fat kid all my life, I've never been able to run fast.
Neither have I. Yeah.
I've really wanted to be able to do that noise. Where mine, every time I run, it just sounds like I've got one of them big bands behind me going. So yes, that'd be my 3. Proper 3 ones. Not saying I want a watch that gives me every superpower, and I'm gonna have every superpower, but not call it a watch.
You're really fucking bitter about this, aren't you?
I am. It's terrible.
That's because that was his idea.
I like it. Scott Wood really, really loves Madge Bishop.
Oh, there's no wrong with Madge
Yes.
Bishop.
I've got to be honest, I've got his back there, like, 100%. She was a bit of a fitty.
She was.
So for me,
Poor Alf.
And I'll tell you what, as well, to be honest with you, if he's morphing into her underpants, she
Alf,
was a big lady. You could fit half the world in there.
What was Madge's husband called again?
Well, he forgot halfway through, didn't it? And his name
and
was,
he fell
was
off
it
a
Alf?
cliff into the water. No, that was him, Alf Stewart, out of Home and Away. I think Madge Bishop was neighbours, wasn't she?
Yeah,
Yes, we're neighbours, yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen
Alf,
Harold.
That's the one.
Harold.
Yeah, he fell off a cliff, didn't he? And floated away somewhere, and then come
yeah,
back.
and then joined the Salvation Army.
Yeah, come
About
back as
3
Gary
years ago.
Glitter.
Yeah, come back 3 years later with no memory of whatsoever. Fucking
Just when we
unbelievable.
were in Salvation Army playing a trumpet.
Well, that's what he said he were blowing anyway.
It was fucking weird because I remember I fucking tuned back into Neighbours ages ago, right? Sorry about this. Don't crucify me, right? I tuned back into Neighbours ages ago. And the last thing I can remember on Neighbours is obviously Harold coming back and not remembering fucking anything. Didn't know who Madge was, didn't know who anyone was, right? The next thing I know, I've tuned back in, Madge is dying on the bed. And he's like dead upset and that. And I'm like, you fucking, a year ago, you didn't know who the fuck she was.
Oh, they've got
didn't
own
understand
video,
it.
haven't they? They've got own
Oh,
video
right.
that went back.
To be fair, I would be willing to stir Harold's porridge. Oh my God, Scott, what the fuck is going on, mate? He loves Neighbours, this dude. Proper Neighbours.
Sounds of it. He'd love a lovely bring and buy sale at the
I
local
did see him on. I
church.
did see him on the Saturday show the other day. And he had Madge Bishop all over his background.
Yeah.
He did actually, yeah, he did, yeah. I saw that.
I thought it was just a fucking in-joke thing, but he's like genuinely right into this shit.
Right, Vic, what's your superpowers and try and keep them normal?
The ability to time travel.
Oh,
The ability to morph into any shape I want.
I thought you were going to say Madge's pants then.
No.
It could be.
Time travel. Time travel, morph it in any shape I want.
And bigger legs.
No, but the morph thing covers that. I can
It
stretch
does, yeah.
my legs out. Oh, invisibility. I'll go for invisibility. There we go.
Yeah, we're all kicking
Already
up.
had it.
I could
You
do
have
anything
everything.
else.
I'm just going to fuck up everyone else's superpowers because mine got ruined.
You have everybody else's superpowers anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to say that on every single power he picks because I can do the fucking lot.
He's just going to walk next to him and take his
Sorry,
power.
Vic.
And
Sorry, Vic. On that
back
note,
in
I'm going to
question,
nip
Billy
for a
Lee.
piss.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Billy Lee.
I'll
I'll
wait there,
stop
I'll
that
wait for the
before
next
it gets a
question.
bit physical. Don't hit me. Tomer writes in.
How you doing, Toma?
To all casters, I'm a stock coil vapor, and if I build, I only like to build mesh. Why do you all hate mesh? I'm now using a Kylan Borrow tank and Steam Crave new Messen Borrow mesh tank, and it's doing great DL vaping. Short, simple question, but I really want to hear Vic's opinion on mesh builds.
Because
we'll
if
all
you
shut up then.
because if you
Not interested in
thanks,
us.
Aidan, thanks.
Ben Martin writes in.
Because the problem with mesh builds, like the Witofo profile and everything that was copied from the Witofo profile, hi Mr. Just Right One, if you get a mesh build wrong, you instantly know about it because there is nothing worse. And I had dry hits from Silica Wicks back in the fucking day. There is nothing worse than a mesh build gone wrong. When you take
It
a
burns
draw
your
on that-
lungs.
Yeah, when you take
They
a draw
are
on
the
that, you
worst,
feel
and
it
honestly,
all the way.
dry hit off them
Fucking
is fucking
nasty.
horrendous.
It's fucking nasty. That's why normal dual coil tank, normal single coil tank, and of course a correctly built and wicked Hinchcliffe FEV single coil tank. I avoid mesh because number one, they're a bastard to get right, and number two, if you don't get it right, your lungs suffer badly. Fucking hate mesh.
I'm going to
I'll be
be
back
an
in a sec. I'm going to go for a quick
Okay,
wee.
John.
I'm going to be a fence guy, right? I like mesh. And I don't actually mind building with mesh. I think the way to build with mesh is when you think that you've got enough cotton in, open a fresh pack and shove more in, right? That's the easiest way to remember it. But my nemesis in vaping is the profile RDTA.
It
Right.
was for a lot of people, yeah.
The
yeah.
moment that you take something that can actually be quite simple to build, right? Quite simple to build. I know we neg on it, but it can be quite simple to build. As long as you pop your mesh in properly and overstuff the fuck out of it with cotton and saturate to God knows what, you're fine. But to try and get capillary action off of that much cotton is impossible.
Yep.
I think a lot of people though, when they build mesh, they try and build it the same as an RDA, where it's coming out and it goes down. It's not. You've got to be able to do it at that angle, and you're near enough making it so when you with the mesh, which again, and the other thing as well, people don't put the mesh in straight, so that then creates hot spots as well. People think that as well that they've got to burn it, like dry burn it at say 20. It's not. It's like do it at 5-6 watts or 10 watts. Just give it a little pulse, get the stuff off it. And it's how you wick it. It's to make sure that it's just in there. And if you don't do it right, you are in one hell of a pain.
I bow tie. I bow tie completely. Whenever I build mesh, I bow tie. I pull it out like that, and then I trim off. So what you end up with is cotton exactly as Aidan's showing you, like that. So you pull it out, so it bow ties out, trim up, and then fold it all down. That way you can get a lot more cotton in there, but your channels aren't completely full.
Well, yeah, and obviously that's where the action where it soaks it all up comes from. If I could give any advice to anybody to try a tank, it's from Steam Crave, the Aromarize V3. The mesh deck from them was so simple. I think we went up to about before I got a dry hit off of it. I think if you go back and watch the review on it, I think I went up to about 160 watts.
Yeah.
At 120, it was coping with it just fine. And it wasn't like I was just about to say I was chuffing on it. I was chuffing on it, like, proper pulling on
proper
it.
Smoking it.
Were you smoking it, mate?
I was
proper
like
smoking that oil.
A pancake.
You're smoking that oil.
Yeah, don't you dare. You and your fucking superpowers. Yeah, it is. And you just got to get right. But the reason why people really do not like mesh is because if you got to dry it from it, it hurts your lungs.
You just fucking said it there. You were fine with the Aromarizer mesh deck until you got a dry hit. And that's it, innit? Game over for any mesh deck that you've ever put a build in, because the dry hit is that fucking bad.
You don't want to do
9
that
times.
again.
If you take a proper pull on and get that, and it can be the tiniest little bit where the cotton ain't touching the coil or you haven't got any juice under the coil. It's the tiniest little bit. Boom. It's fucking horrendous.
A bunch of burnt cotton directly into your lungs. It's not fucking
Steve
nice.
Pugsy saying as well there about it can be a cool vape because you're obviously doing it at such a low wattage.
You've got to ramp the wattage up.
But again, if you're using like the Steam Crave V3 aromerizer, you can push that wattage up there, which gives you a lot warmer vape.
Yeah.
The problem is
And a lot worse dry air.
Yeah, the problem is it fails more times than it works, and that's where it is. Whether that be pilot error, whether that be design flaws, it fails more times than it works. Cracking
Who was the
question,
one? Was it the that came with that ceramic plate underneath it that pushed it up?
That's the
That
profile.
with a profile.
That's the
Profile, yeah, and
profile.
it just there wasn't enough tension
There was fuck all
for the actual spring to be able to push it up to make sure that it was doing what it should do.
Yeah, overpack
And I
it.
think what happened was as well when he took into account that problem, but then the next one he brought out had too much tension, and it was pushing it up too tight,
Yeah.
so that it wasn't soaking the juice in. As well, I think that was the issue. He was trying to tweak it, and then there was too much tension on it the next time.
And I'll tell you as well, trying to obviously they use a clamp system to be able to clamp it in, and if you've got to go around that little tool that it comes with. And me, sometimes with the arthritis in my hands, I can just suddenly go like that and I squidge it. You've squidged it.
Yeah. And it's fucked. Yeah. Yeah.
Cracking question, Toma. Thank you very much.
See you later, Scott.
See you later, Scott. Have a good one, buddy.
See you later.
Go on.
Second best show. Fuck you.
Ben Martin writes in. Whilst
Meant that
everyone is
nicely.
hailing the Empire, the start of the return to squonking, styles of vape can be somewhat of a fad, falling in and out of fashion. So, question for all casters. What type of device would you like to see back front and centre and being released by mainstream manufacturers?
Wow.
I totally zoned out. I don't know what the question was. Sorry, mate.
So, the Grim Green and Own by OC Empire is coming out, and it's bringing squonking back to the mainstream. Even though I don't think that
It's
squonking
never
really
left. It never left.
It hasn't really left this time. But vaping is a fad, so you get trends that just keep on going in and out of fashion. What type of device would you like to see back front center, so in the limelight and being released by mainstream manufacturers?
I see. I would normally choose a mech, but at the present moment, I don't think I would. But the sheer fact that there's too many people coming in that are just disposable I think if mechs went front and center, you'd have far too many people using
Yeah,
them
but
that didn't know what they were doing.
this is in a fantasy world. Let's not talk real.
In a
world.
fancy world, yeah, mechs all day long. Some nice series stacked, series side by side mechs. Honest, I would just have mechs.
That's what I was going to say the same. I've watched Swanky come around at least a couple of times, especially when the 3D printed mod sort of thing went off. And I think one of the first Swanky ones I had is down there. I think it was the Krangatech. I think that.
Squeak me nipples and call me Charlie. Sorry.
Come on, Charlie, you're through. I had.
The worst thing is you've got to have 3 fucking hands.
I got the Krangatech now. I think that was one of the first ones I ever had. What would I like to see come back through? I don't know, really. I think there's mouth to lung is, which I said a number of years ago, was making a comeback, which it has done. I think there's a lot more vapors doing mouth to lung than what there were, especially with Nick Salts coming out. I don't think we see a lot of sub-ohm tanks really come out anymore.
Nah, especially now compared to what it was like back in 2017, 2018 when fucking everyone was making them.
Every other week.
Yeah. To be honest, that's what I would like to see come back, the middle of the market. Because the middle of the market right now is your AIOs. It's your AIOs from the likes of Geek Vape, Smock, all that kind of stuff, and a little smattering of the dual or single battery box mods that Smock used to churn out almost every week. I would like to see a return to the classic single or dual battery stock coil sub-ohm tank kit.
Yeah.
Because the more of them get pushed out, the more vape shop store shelf space is dedicated to them, and the more choice that pod user or that AIO user has got to make the next step up. The problem that's happening right now is if you walk into any vape shop store, especially the likes of VPZ or Totally Wicked, if there's any Totally Wickeds left, you look at the store shelves, most of it is AIOs because there hasn't been any major dual or single battery box mod stock coil tank kit release for a while now. I mean, Vapor SO tried it with the 4 gen releases, and then they just ditched it and moved back onto AIOs again.
Thing is, I think a lot of shops are struggling to sell even like kind of, because there is still the odd kit coming out. You know, there is still the odd kit coming out, and even when the vape shops are getting these kits in, they're struggling to sell them and get them off the shelves.
They are.
Do you know, because
so that goes down to price of product, and what you've got to think is if we're talking about the industry as a whole, what we're doing is we're back on the resurgency of vaping taking off again, because obviously disposables, pod systems, AIOs, everything else, we're on that sort of brand new set of people that are coming into vaping. So that's going to take a couple of months for them people to get used to using their £20, their £15 kit, to then get into the hobbyist side, to then start to spend the money. Because don't forget, we're the idiots that spend the money, right? We're the ones who said vaping's cheaper than smoking. Biggest lie ever came out.
It can be though.
It can be.
It can be for Joe Everybody who's using it to quit smoking. Using the £15, £20 kit. But don't forget, we need those people who are going from the 20 milligram nic salts to start getting into the whole, I could do with a little bit more battery. I could do with a little bit more cloud. I want a little bit more flavor. So we're going to see that eventually. I honestly want to see IP60 rated kits coming out again.
Right.
Because we got to a point where they began to become affordable. If you remember,
is that the waterproof stuff? IP60. Yeah.
IP67 in it.
Aegis and stuff like that. Yeah.
So if you remember when the first original Aegis came out, which I've got one down there, it was 70 odd quid when it first came out.
It was pricey for a single battery mod.
For a single battery, it didn't come as a kit back then. It came as just. But we started to get to that point where things started to become affordable. We've seen the Jackaroo. We've seen the Arctic Fox by Smog. We've seen the Legend series and stuff like that, and the price was just starting to drop down. Now, Joe Everybody, myself included, who want stuff like that, we want stuff that's going to be built to last. The Aegis, Steampugs, you absolutely nailed that on, because they released the Aegis Max. Now, when they released the Aegis Max, the threads on the bottom give instantly.
Yeah.
The original Aegis still works to this day. But the Aegis Max, the threads...
And people put that through some ride tests, didn't they?
Yeah.
They run it over with cars, I think.
I run mine over with a car.
Yeah, I mean, fucking hell. I think it was...
Was that the first one that you run over with a car?
It was the 26650 one, the big 26650 one. I remember watching Bogan's review. He slammed it with an axe. He literally hit it with the fucking knife edge of an axe. He bumped it in a pint of beer. I think Dean the Devil Vapor did that as well.
No, Dean the Devil Vapor actually froze his.
He froze it as well. He slammed it against a wall. I mean, fuck, Vaping Heathen, when he was still around, he ran his over with a fucking fire truck.
Yeah.
And it was like, that mod was fucking indestructible.
Didn't Zand run yours over in Subaru?
Yeah. And he's Scooby.
And the thing is, it still worked. It's obviously they went on to the second version of it, which is nowhere near. I think this is the 2700 one.
Yeah,
but the
still a good mod though.
Yeah, but it's nowhere near what it was.
No, it's nowhere near it. Nah, it's nowhere near it. It's got the looks of the Aegis, but all that indestructibility, they removed that a long time ago.
Oh yeah. But that's what I'd like to see. We were just getting to a point where they were becoming affordable.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I think everything that Aegis was bringing out at the time, Gig Vape was bringing out at the time, was the IP67 or whatever it was.
Yeah. Well, the
IP67, now it's 68, isn't it? They've had something else to it.
But yeah. Cracking question.
What's yours, Vic?
What?
What did Vic say?
Sub-ohms. And sub-ohm
kits. Yeah, sub-ohm kits, yeah. Just your general
sub-ohm. What did you say?
Sub-ohm.
Kits.
What
superpower would you have? Thank you very much, Ben. Cracking question.
Good question.
Amanda Gibson writes in.
Bunny.
For all casters, you wake up one day, and I always laugh because, do you know what? When someone says you wake up, it's always going to be like in a tent surrounded by the boys, and you don't know what happened.
Who's come on
No,
your
that's
mum?
usually Liz.
Yeah. But I was quite worried. For all casters, you wake up one day and discover you are now Prime Minister.
Oh,
What is the
fucking hell,
first thing
Bunny.
you would use your power as PM to do? Can be anything at all. By the way, Vic goes last.
Oh,
don't I go
God.
last?
It's a good fucking job. Vic's gonna have a night.
Fine,
We're gonna have a
I'm
nightmare
fucking
with Vic.
last
Here.
then.
You do realise I told you, Bunny?
Yeah, I know. Persnickety Scotsman.
Yeah.
That sounds like another ladybird bug, doesn't it?
But persnickety Scotsman.
Scotsman, doesn't it?
I would.
I'm gonna go
Why have I
first.
got Nanny McPhee in my head?
I would 100% put some kind of regulation in to do with disposable vapes. Not so much ban them totally, but regulate them to the point where, they're a bit harder to get hold of. Especially with regards to like how many kids are running about with them and stuff like that.
Yep.
I would definitely stop corner shop selling them. They would have to be just sold in vape shops, all that kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I would do.
I would.
First
I'm
thing
just gonna do a quick one because I know for a fact Vic's gonna be off in a minute.
If I came Prime Minister, the first one I would do is I would stop it so that if the one person was voted in as a Prime Minister, if the party then had a no vote of confidence, then everything had to have a general election again.
That's a
Not
fucking
where you
brilliant
can
shout.
just continuously have another leader who wasn't voted in by the public, because that isn't democracy.
Brilliant
Yeah.
shout.
I am a vapor first and a Prime Minister second. So I would, for you, the people, abolish 2 mil tanks. And I would abolish 10 mil liquids. And I would put nicotine back in 100 mil bottles. And I would make your e-liquid taste great again.
Oh,
for
Jesus
fuck's
Christ.
sake.
Fucking Adam Trump.
Let's make vaping great. Go on, Vic. Let fucking loose.
Even Gaz Woods noticed it. Vic's face when politics is mentioned.
Fucking right. So here's the thing.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. That's how it all starts.
So if I was Prime Minister, I would introduce a public reading bill, right? And what would happen is one of the backbenchers, just Mr. Somebody from somewhere, gets to read it out, and it would be a whole list. But I'll cut it down. I would basically refund the NHS and get rid of the NHS trusts and make it decentralised so they're not wasting money. Next thing I would do, I would remove e-cigs entirely from the TRPR. Just strip the whole fucking thing out and say to the Science and Technology Commission, here's all the rules to do with vaping that's just been stripped out by me because I'm now a fucking dictator and like it. Do something with that, remove all these stupid lists, and fuck the European Union and their TPD3. After that, I would limit terms. MPs can only sit for 3 consecutive parliaments. Prime Ministers can only sit for 2 consecutive parliaments. I would get rid of the House of Lords because what the fuck is the point of them, and replace them with an upper Senate-like, voted for, jurisdictionally based council of councillors, like your local councillors. Get one of them to
Are they
sit in
called
the upper
mayors?
chamber. What?
Aren't they called mayors?
Nah, they're different. Mayors are like Sadiq Khan. He's not really part of the London Council. He stands alone. Well, he's kind of the head of the London Council. But I would get a normal everyday councillor who's on the street a lot more than the MPs and get them to be in the House of Lords because they know what's happening on the ground. That's just the tip of the iceberg of what I would do.
Fucking great. We'd have
You
Ed
have to tune
Miliband.
into Persnickety Scotsman to find out what else.
I would basically be a fucking dictator for the first term.
I was excited when you changed it to vaping. I thought it was going to be vaping and then you were going to finish and then you just went mental.
On.
The thing is, am I the only one who can imagine him in front
It was
of
worse than
everyone?
my fucking goodbyes.
I love politics.
Well done, Amanda.
Do you?
To find out what happens next in Vic for Prime Minister, please tune in to the Persnickety Persnickety.
Persnickety.
Yes, episode 2, Putin Mullins.
We've got enough time for one more.
Okay, Michael Collins writes in, question for all casters. If you were in a position that you didn't need to actually work to live and had all of the time in the world on your hands, what would you do to fix the vaping industry and the community, which we all know are both broken and has been for some time? How would you go about repairing both to the point where everyone got on again like the good old days? I would pop in everything that I just said for Prime Minister, right? Second of all, gun, right? And I'd wipe out the rats. Because do you know what? And I'm not going to mention no names. I'm not going to get into any internal politics or anything else. All I am going to say is when olive branches are out there, there is no need for Sadax to sit there and make shit from shit fuck all, right? Make shit from fuck all. So guess what? It'd be a gun, and I would wipe out the rats, and I would leave only the people who are grown up enough to put the fucking past behind them and get on.
Probably want to use the word gun, but...
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, man, it didn't even drop to the deck. You could have even just lengthened that cable so it hit the table and went...
I know.
Why was I thinking of limp penis?
Because that's all you think of, mate. Just knobs and shit. No, that's Vic, sorry. Vic loves a pull.
Yeah,
I've got to be honest, I'll probably just second what Adam said, if I'm brutally honest. I think Adam really... So I don't think I'd use a gun. Probably a finger up the old bumhole or something like that. I don't know. Something a little bit less violent. But yeah, that's the only thing that's ever going to sort community side of shit out. You know, there's a lot of shit happened. There's a lot of shit gone on and all that kind of thing. And until it can be kind of put in a box somewhere and fucked off, it's not going to happen. But I mean, the other thing is as well, you've got to look at there is community out there. There is community out there.
Yeah,
Look at some of the charity lives that have been done, right? For instance, the Misfits did a charity live. We raised 14 grand, and that was all community driven. Pugs and the Saturday show raised an absolute fortune for charity, and that was all community driven. You know, so there is still community out there. You know, there's still some awesome shit goes on in the community. I don't think the community should be written off as a whole.
No, it shouldn't.
You know, there is still a decent community out there. I mean, you've got loads of people in chat. You're just chatting and having a chill and having a good giggle. You know, there is still a community out there.
Oh, there is.
Unfortunately, now and again, I'm going to put. I'm sorry. The said person, his name gets said 3 times, and he pops the fuck up with Jerry Adams and starts thinking he's fucking 10 men. And it absolutely fucking pisses me off because there's only one part of this community that causes any trouble, and until that's eradicated, I know every single reviewer that's out there. I know they've either been on my show, or I were the first one to bring them on my show. They've done lives. I don't fall out with anybody, and there's no drama at all between me or anybody. And it's just one section of people that has that problem, and it's just that I love it when everybody just gets on.
Yeah.
Where you can go on each other's show and just have a good giggle, and your chat's nice. It's not that you're going to go in there and say hello to people and then all of a sudden you're attacked and they're sending messages about your wife and having to go about your kids, and I'd rather
sending fucking boxes of shit through your letterbox.
Yeah, stuff like it's just not fun, and that's not what we're here for. We're here to stop people from smoking, and we're all here to get on, and that's the biggest thing.
I still think your answer was shit, Aiden. Hey, Adam.
Superpower.
Yeah. Your answer was shit. Shite answer. Totally irrelevant. Bollocks.
For me, basically everything I said to do with being Prime Minister, strip out Eastside from the TRPR and do a an actual set of laws for actual vaping, and don't lump it in with fucking tobacco, because that was the biggest mistake the European Union did, along with a lot of other things, because they're a bunch of fucking it. Now, I'm not going to get political in this answer. As for the community, there is one out there. The only problem is you need to fucking go digging for it, but there is one out there. The way things are right now, I mean, I was on the Saturday show with Simon, Pugs, and Mike, and all the guys that are in chat right now, and there is signs of other shows that are trying to get the community spirit back, and I've been noticing it for a while now. There is signs of shows trying to get that community spirit back. I think the one big problem, and Mike Collins probably picked up in this as well, there was a time in 2016, 17 and 18 where this community, because we need to remember, we only represent a small percentage of vapers. The problem is, unlike 2016, 17 and 18, when there was a big influx of new people coming in for stock coil sub-ohm tanks that were coming out, for the rebuildables, for squonking and all that, we're not seeing that, because let's face it, folks, the bulk of vaping in the UK is pods.
Yeah.
This show is not going to interest them. And the community surrounding the hobbyist and advanced vaping is not going to interest your average Caliburn user who just wants his 10ml of tobacco liquid at 18mg freebase every week from his local VPZ. They probably don't even know we exist. That's the problem right there. There's nobody new coming in. I mean, we do have some new folks like Billy Lee Rice, who's popped up recently, but I remember when we were doing these shows, like Adam and Aiden were doing these shows fucking years ago. We had new people coming in all the time.
Every time.
You don't see it now. You don't see it. You can thank podcasts for that.
I mean, that's the thing. I came in at the back end of the community being massive.
Yep.
You know, I think it was like 2018, 2019. I came in and started doing the Misfits and hanging about you guys and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That was when I came around. So I haven't really seen what it was like before.
You know back then, right? And I'll let you know something, right? And this is gospel truth, right? Back then, what we used to have is a community so large that no matter who fell out, the community never suffered.
Yeah.
It never suffered, because do you know what? We used to see new people every week. We'd speak to new people who were either quitting or have been on the journey to quit or struggled to quit or anything else. And just not only that, we've seen people who were up for a laugh. Do you know what? It didn't matter what it were. They were up for a laugh, but the community was so large. We've not depleted. We are still here. Years on, we've all been around this area for years. But I'll tell you something.
The thing as well, Adam, is the said sort of thing that's being said here is with it was being here 2016. I first started doing lives, and every so often the same shit happens. It just goes round in a circle, and it's only one person.
Yeah.
And
cheers, Graf.
It's the same thing. That's all. It's exactly the same thing.
That's exactly what we're on about.
It's the same thing.
Go into timeout, you little dick.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. What the fuck was the point in that? You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna say something, it's fucking say it and fuck off.
All right, Karen.
It's fucking class, man. Honest, I just don't get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for filling our bag.
There was some interesting questions in there.
If you want to be involved,
it's very hard, because we also know there'll be a backlash for what's been said, and it can be that you are going to get attacked. You literally, your family gets attacked, and the people don't realise this of how nasty they can actually be.
Yeah, and the best thing about it is they don't say jack shit when you see them face to face at the
face
expo.
to face, they don't.
And why is that, Vic? I'll tell you why, because they're fucking cowards. Anyway, giveaway time. So,
don't start setting that log alight. Fucking hell, it's turned into a dog.
Oh,
look at Blue.
See if the ear stuck up a little bit. It looked like a little gizmo.
He's a pain in arse.
I tell you what, he's grown as well. I need to say he's a little dog.
See, that's what we need for the sort of the community out. Cute dogs.
Just
Oh
wave the
yeah,
dog.
just set him out.
Wave the dog. Up for grabs today, we have got, what's this? It's the Miro. That's it. Fuck's sake, Vic, forget what the fucking sponsors I've sent you. The Miro AIO. Every detail is just right. Okay, we'll take your word for it, Geek Vape. We've also got a gold Geek Vape Z Max tank in gold. And
I
we've
used
got...
to hate gold.
Yeah, I know I'm not a fan of gold myself, but they sent a load of gold ones out. It's like, oh,
Look at Adam. Look at Adam, looking like he's just about to fucking enter into Hogwarts. In his fucking massively oversized hoodie. Wingardium Leviosa.
Wingardium Leviosa. And we've got a Geek Vape Wenax M1. That's from our fabulous sponsors over at Geek Vape. From our other fabulous sponsors over at the Rochford Project, we've got some lemon meringue. Lovely. And we've got some, turn the bottle around, but we've got some Cassie and Dora cream. And imagine I'm showing it up, because I keep forgetting to bring a fucking pack up when I'm at the fucking studio. Imagine I'm showing some JTB coils here. It's probably going to be...
JTB needs to put your hand on his coil packs.
Yeah, just a hand there. It'll probably be a set of, because I think all I've got left from JTB is a set of Fuse Claptons. Need to contact them to send more out. And from our other wonderful sponsors, they didn't really know they were going to be a sponsor, but they sent that much out. There's going to be some UL stuff thrown in there as well. So, over there, there we go. Nice one, Aidan. Nice one. And of course,
It's only because the office is tidy.
the keyword. Let's see how many people completely ruin the spelling of this. The keyword for today is that. Type it once and once only. Thank you very much.
Copy and paste that.
Fake you bastard.
Ladies and gentlemen, while you are attempting to do that, please do us a favour. Please hit that thumbs up button. It does help. And I want you to do it to every show that you view, because honestly, it does help in the algorithm. Do you know what? One little press is free, right? Subscribe to the channel. It's free. But I'll tell you something, it goes a long, long way in helping us and also everyone else out there in this wonderful community to get out there further, get in people's recommended, and let the new people know that there are places for people to go. So stick that thumbs up. I don't know what we're on. Sean, do your Stevie Wonder impression. Find out for us.
We are on
Just
9.
use one of his fucking
thumbs up.
superpowers.
We're on how many?
Mate, let's just fucking leave it there, right? I'm sick of this fucking shit. Every week, you have to find something to put me down. We're on 97 now. Let's get it to 110.
Oh, that's a very good number. That's only 15 away.
110. We went for 100 last week and we fucking smashed it. Let's get it to 110 likes.
Let's have a like spike. Right, like Spike.
He's not
But
even
honestly,
been drinking either.
No, the fuck Spike.
But what you don't understand, obviously, things like likes do help in the community because it gets them out. A little bit of interaction, in the show, and you know what? It costs nothing. It costs absolutely nothing.
It's
I see. I haven't got a job anymore. You've got Katie Mason, Christian Neiman. They're all putting the numbers in. I don't need to check the likes anymore.
That is brilliant. We're on 108.
As well as Vapor Queen Becky out, you got your you sent an email off to Jay for your winnings on Wednesday as well, because I hadn't heard anything from you.
Vaping with Victor. You know that end of next week you'll be starting something very special.
There we go, 110.
What happens at the
Thank
end
you,
of
ladies and gentlemen. It does mean a hell of a lot. Honestly,
Are you starting Spignickety?
No.
Nicotine.
In the next week, I'll be starting something very special. Unless he's talking about season 4, about the hobby side of vaping mechs. I'm not looking forward to doing the mech section. Oh, fuck. One thing wrong and the fucking half the community's piling on top.
get
of me.
ready.
Oh,
Liz.
Fuck me. Fuck me. It feels like Misfits been in here.
nobody's
Nah,
been
Village
sick.
ain't here. Village ain't here. It's
No.
fuck. Village wins Misfits bidding all the time. Village or CM.
Yeah, when
Fucking hell.
Village starts bidding, give up. It's as simple as
No,
that.
don't. Keep going.
I'll keep going.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've had 203 votes on Vic's erect poll. And
What?
the numbers are as such.
Right,
Sorry,
you just
Stoken's
close it,
wait
it
there,
comes
2
up.
seconds. Stoken's just saying there. Vic, you'll be starting on your 10th year of vaping.
That's next year, Stoken. I started in 2014, not 2013.
Oh.
That'll be the 9th
Sorry,
year.
Stoken.
So,
Okay, you've got as much quick maths as Adam.
yeah.
Adam is the quick maths
Quick
champion.
maths.
I'm like Rachel Riley.
No, you're
minus
not.
the skill and the
Oh,
looks.
Rachel Riley.
Well,
Yeah,
she ain't
I was
Emmerdale.
just about to say that.
No, Rachel Riley's the countdown woman.
Well, what
We
were I
actually
thinking
Plays
of?
Carol Vorderman.
We asked you at the beginning of the show,
Carol
what
Vorderman.
nicotine do you use? And the poll is as such. 56% of you use free-base nicotine. 16% of you use Nick salts. 21% of you use both. And 7% of you deserve a cookie because you use zero nicotine, which means you are
That's
true.
quite interesting.
That is, isn't it?
Yeah, I was surprised.
I
at the amount
thought
of zero
it'd be
nickels.
majority Nick salts, if I'm going to be honest.
Can you just you can publish that poll now, can't you? Now it's finished. You can actually
Yeah.
publish it,
End it.
and it'll come up with the exact. That's amazing.
There
That
we
free
go.
base 56%, both 20%, and then Nick Salt 15%. I would have thought the Nick Salt would have been higher.
I would have.
Yeah, I did as well.
thought the Nick salt would have been a lot higher than that.
203 votes as well. That's quite.
I
a
was
lot.
in there with both.
Well, I changed mine. Mine were Nick Salts, but I do use both, so I thought I better be honest.
Actually, technically, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
don't
do-
fucking lie,
start-
mate.
I do start the 10th.
I lied. I just put salts.
I use both.
I put freebase because I very rarely vape in salts. Very rarely. There's no throat hit with them.
And that's quite a high percentage, really, for zero Nick.
Yeah,
I think that's impressive, though, isn't it? Do you not
Yeah.
think that's impressive, though, that there's that many people out there that do? I mean, there was,
surprised
what
at
was
that,
it, 203
7% zero.
votes?
203 votes.
votes, so that's what? How many quick maths? How Adam? How many
Oh,
people
no,
was that?
I think it's about 50 people.
That was about 15 people. About 15 people.
So let's do the draw for the box of eight again.
So that is
I love
roughly
you,
that's
Adam,
roughly about 90 odd people, isn't it? Would you say 90 odd people for the freebase?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say
So it's more than that.
About 90
It's
odd.
more than that. It's about 210.
Yeah,
How
about
come then there are only
904.
203 votes?
Yeah, and it's over half.
Yeah. So it could be any number over half.
About 110. 56 is about 110 people.
Hold on. What?
So if there's half of 203,
Yeah,
right,
which
that
is
would have been 100 and something.
101 point something.
Right.
101 and a half.
Who's the 0.1 person? And Vic, did you vote?
I've just typed in Google, what's 50% of 203, and it's 113.68.
So it can't be 210.
I said 110.
Oh, sorry.
And
Fucking
while I'm
hell.
at it, since
Oh, roll it. Too much maths.
Tell you what, I think she'll
7%, which is the zero nick people, there is 14 people who took part in the poll that are vaping zero nick.
Well done.
I'm actually surprised at that. I didn't think there'd be that many people doing zero nick. I mean, I know that Noel vapes zero nick, and there's a couple of others in there, but I'm surprised there's a lot more people in there that's doing it. Anyway, giveaway time. We're giving away that. But I'm not giving away my fucking G class. What was I going to pick that up for? The Miro AIO, and of course the.
Can you imagine the viewing figures, though? Can you imagine how much the viewing figures would fly if we turn around and say, this is a G class?
Yeah. Winx M1, a pack of GTB coils that Aiden's holding up because I keep forgetting to fucking bring a pack over. And of course, from our other wonderful sponsors, Rochford Project, we've got some Cassie Andorra cream and we've got some lemon meringue. How many people entered? Let's go back tonight.
I told you that bottle of Black Vine last week was his fucking last one. Didn't I?
I can't be asked to do the content thing.
We have 88 people entered. There we go. Keyword is persnickety. Let's roll it. Mark H, you lucky sod.
Yes,
Well done,
Mark.
Mark.
So the big question is, Mark, do you want
Oh,
it? Do you want it?
I fucking love that, mate.
Do you want it?
Actually,
Well
I think this is
done,
the
Mark,
first time
mate.
Mark's actually won in one of these shows.
Lovely
I
bloke.
haven't seen Mark win anything
Absolutely
ever,
lovely bloke.
and I love Mark.
Yeah, I do as
Really
well.
nice dude.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
I think I'm going to have to check this in because
I haven't seen Stuart around,
Stuart
so-
in chat, so Stuart must be busy tonight. So what you need to do, Mark, is you need to email.
I'm going to laugh my tits off here.
If he just pops up now.
Yeah.
I thought that.
Fuck. Just.
He's trying to do it really quick. And look at him getting all panicky.
You
One
need
finger
to
typing.
email. You need to email that email address there, Mark, with your name, your address, and I'll get these sent out to you sometime next week. With the state Royal Mail is in, it should arrive there before the next expo.
Yeah, May 2024. When Vic starts his 15th year.
Yeah,
Apparently.
and I've got just a full head of grey hair.
Yeah, well done, Mark, mate.
Well done, Mark. First time I've seen you win anything in one of these live shows, and you've been in it for fucking years now. So, since Adam is stroking his arm, should we end this, folks, before he strokes something else?
No, yes.
I'm moving further down, unfortunately.
No, don't end it. No.
Keep watching.
I'm excited.
Keep eye contact. I dare you.
He's gonna
My
put me
mind
off
went
my
to the
sausage
gutter
and
again.
chips.
What?
He's going to put me off my sausage and chips.
If you've got sausage and chips waiting for you, it'll be freezing cold.
It ain't when it's just been ordered.
Oh, fuck. There he
I
goes
haven't really
again
got
with
sausage
his
and
fucking-
chips. I've actually got
Fucking look at
stew.
him. This is
I've
how
got
other half
stew.
live.
Oh, honestly, he's just so fucking violent with his words, Aiden, all the time.
What, stew's violent?
No, the way you said that, I had fucking got sausage and chips, right?
I don't think I sounded like fucking Tommy Cooper.
I feel so bad at the moment. You've got me so low. You've got me so low. You've brought me down this show. You brought me down.
You wait until we get to the expo, mate. I'll have you down low.
No, yes. I'll have to bring me knee pads.
Good boy.
Who we pick on first, since he's running?
just
in-
like-
Little
you're in
drummer boy.
church.
Little drummer boy.
picking Adam first.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's not a toga. I said at the beginning of the show I did have some tattoo work done, and I'm at the itchy stage at the minute, and it's bugging the life out of me. You know when I've probably got about 2 more days before I can scratch the fuck out of it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for an absolutely incredible show. Thank you. Honestly, I'm going to give a massive shout out to Vapor Bunny, who has worked her little bunny bottom off this evening to keep us safe and warm. And I think you deserve a very, very special shout out yourself, Bunny. So thank you very, very much. If you want to be involved in filling our sack next week, please get over to the Facebook page. It does scroll through chat every now and again. I want to say thank you to the casters. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been on, and do you know what? I absolutely love doing this. Thank you
You need to
very
cut
much.
down on the dogging, son.
You are.
You need to cut down on the dogging.
Honestly, I can't help it. I think it's some kind of addiction. Terry Crews had one of these addictions, but his was to pornography. Mine's to sleeping in
It
a
is
wet
starting
field.
to turn to a problem.
It is. But
You're
ladies and
dogging.
gentlemen, thank you very much. And do you know what? It's been amazing to see some new faces in chat, because we have seen a few new ones this evening. So thank you very much for turning up. We are here every Thursday, so make sure you join us. Next week, I have a poll on my community tab on the What's That Behind You. You guys can choose what I waffle on about on next week's podcast. So I want to say thank you to everyone who's been supporting that. That's honestly, it's making my day. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Good night. And thank you to my fellow casters. You are all literally legends. So good night.
Oh, and that was Adam. On to
I miss the
Aidan.
Queen.
Anyhow,
I miss the Queen. Don't be stealing me shit. Come on,
Aidan.
Oh,
mate.
shit, monkey tears. Did I
Aidan,
say that
on to
right?
you.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah, that was good.
practicing that.
You didn't say it with enough gumption. But anyway, who's next?
Aidan.
You know why it's come to me first, don't you, Chris? So we can just get it over and done with, mate. That's what it is.
Go on, carry on, sunshine. Carry on. It's not stopped your show.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this evening. It's been absolutely wonderful. Big love to everybody. Thank you so much, buddy, as well, for keeping us safe. Make sure you come back and join us next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Don't forget to get 3 Men and a Vape show on Wednesday. We love you all.
Fucking go at me and he can't even.
Fuck shits and monkey ball sacks. I love the king.
And that was Mr. Aidan on to Mr. Sean Graz.
Yeah, thank you very much, Spanners. Thank you very much, everyone in chat. Thank you very much, Vic and Adam. Aidan, fuck you. Thank you very Yeah, honestly, get yourselves over to the Vaping Misfits channel. Drop us a sub. We are 30 subs away from 1,000. We are really trying to get to that. Cheers. He's doing it again. Ruining my part. Ruining my little bit. He can't help himself. He's just got to be in there. Like swimwear. All the fucking time. Now he's checking his watch. Even though he's caused me to run over. Dickhead.
Run over what?
It's behind you.
An ages. I was running over an ages. Anyway.
Have you got a 3D printer?
I have.
Oh, yeah.
There. Anyway. Come over the Misfits, drop us a sub. We would love to see that hit the 1,000 subs. We will be back on Sunday at 9:30. Also, jump over onto my Twitch channel, Zombies Ate My channel. But other than that, always remember, people, fuck, shit, and monkey tits. That's how you say it, guys. Oh, that's how you fucking say it. Fuck, shit, and monkey tits.
I've just arrived.
Big love, people, and I love the Queen. Not keen on the King. Big love.
And that's it for episode 337 of the UK Vape Show, the UK's #1 show to do with vaping, broadcasted from the UK. Big thanks to our wonderful hosts, Mr. Adam, Mr. Sean and Mr. Aidan. Big thanks to our wonderful spanners, especially Benny Hands. There we go, Bunny. We will see you all, same bat time, same bat channel, next week on here at 9 o'clock in the evening. In fact,
I thought you were going to say fuck shit and monkey tits.
It will be March the 2nd. It's March already. Where the fuck is this year went? Soon we're going to be talking about fucking the Vapor Expo every damn week. But yeah, March the 2nd. That's February. Done.
We've already been talking about the Expo.
I know we have.
We did well this week.
Yeah, it's not been mentioned this week.
We've done
well.
well.
We're staying till Monday.
Anyway, that's it from us, folks. We will see you all next week. Bye.
Fist flaps.
Fist flaps.